And then that. And there we go. We're live. We did it.
Oh, shit.
Boom. I don't know if anyone can hear us. Can anyone do a
Boom.
a sound check? I think it's working.
Yep. Sound check. Sound check.
Fan.
Yeah, we can hear ourselves. We're good.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Fates and Fables. Gearhearts Rising.
That's new.
Do I have to do like echoes of the fist pump? No, that's new. Sorry for not being here last week. That was on the DM's end here. But appreciate everyone coming back to watch as these mighty heroes of the Glory Hounds embark their way across the land back to the city of Imbric. So before we get into a recap, because I guess that's where I was going with all of that, real quick intros, and then we'll do that recap thing I was talking about, and then we'll get back to playing D&D, because that's what we're all here for, right? Let's do that thing. Go ahead. Nick.
Okay. Hi, I'm Nick. I play Volt on a long trip with the crew, making Frey a new dude.
Hey.
All right.
Well, I'm Cody, and I play said Frey, and I gotta say, I think it's pretty funny that instead of saying making my way, he said embarking on the way, which is grammatically incorrect, by the way. So
Embarking?
yeah, embarking means to
way.
start. Embarking on the way is
Starting on the way?
correct according to
Send me on my
common
way?
English precepts.
Sure as fuck
Oh,
I'm
that's
going
a
to say
good
making
song.
our way, because that's...
You just did?
No, that's the one time. Just as an example. But anyway, continue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I'm Kayla. I play Lona. She's artificer and half elf and a mess.
Oh boy,
Oh.
We all are right now.
we're all artificers. I didn't know
A
that.
mess.
Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds
Oh
right.
yeah, we definitely are a mess. I am Crab. I play Jill, and I advance towards the enemy instead of making any kind of way.
You know, he's right.
Yeah, okay.
He's got you on that.
I'm Heather. I play Persephone, Sharon Ferdvenderoth, Kearney Dearnor the Third. And I have so many projects that I need to work on.
Where's my Gatling gun? Where's my Gatling gun, Piercy?
I'm working
And
on
now
it.
you really need a Gatling gun because you're freaking helpless.
Or am I?
He has a
I don't
backpack of
know.
weapons. He's fine.
Once we can make more of the Boomhammer cartridges, he will be fine.
He needs armor though.
Frey smash.
No, I gave him a breastplate.
Not wearing it. It's a shirt.
Technically, it's not a shirt. Ideally, you
gosh.
want a shirt under it for chafing, but
I give him bandages. He's fine.
I'm just all bandaged up in the chest with the breastplate over it. Oh god.
So wait, are
Anyway.
you not wearing any armor at all just because to stick it to your no shirt thing? Just
No,
to
I've
be
got the
that
breastplate just like
Oh.
covered in bandages too. It's great.
guy? Got it. And last
I have
but certainly
shirts
not
and
least,
stuff.
across the pond.
Hey, I'm Kevin. I play Styx, friendly neighborhood goblin, and we'll just see how things are going.
Okay, fair enough. Embark. Put or take on board a ship. Begin a course of action. Son of a bitch. All right. I just looked it up just to make sure. But,
So you find that I am correct?
I mean, I guess. If that's how you want to play it. Speaking of playing things, I'm going to play our intro thing and we'll be right back. Okay, cool. And we do that, and we do BAM! And we're right back to it. Welcome back, everyone. So there's our cool little intro thing with all of our character arts. Real quick recap. Let's do it. Last time on Fates and Fables, Gearhearts Rising, our heroes have decided to... Now, would it be disembark from the city? Is that a word?
Leave.
Relieve ourselves.
Leave.
Leave the city. Thanks,
Exit
Kayla.
the city.
Exit
Flee
stage
the
right.
city.
Or is that stage left? Who cares? Whatever. They leave the city of scavengers out of the
City?
Dark Mountains. Boarding the light rail train,
No.
heading through the caverns.
No.
Eventually,
The one
find
time
their
he could
way-
use the word embark and he just doesn't.
Nope. I'm sticking the easy words now. Leave, go, start.
You said abort. All the words.
I mean, boarding the train would be accurate, but I think you said aborting, didn't you?
As they made their way into the cavern, they learned that there was some sort of group hot on their tail trying to assassinate them in their sleep. So the plan was, as the train made dock in the station, they embarked on their way out very quickly and hastily. There, does that work?
No.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yes, if you say it does.
Yes, it does now. I'm the DM. I can make words mean things as I go. No, that's not how that works. Anyway, there was a fight. There was masked men with crescent moons on their faces. You managed to take out all the foes, but leave one incapacitated and tied up, and I believe gagged. I mean, what else? What else did you do? Wrap them up, put a bow on them, and continued on your journey to the city of Imbric. Given the distance, 14 days, 15 days, hopefully with good weather and decent travel. You are carrying this person along with you this whole time, and over these last couple days, there's been some conversations. One major event, the group decided to not necessarily trick their companion, more or less trick the deity attached to them, and were able to relinquish Frey from the Veyron mask that had been an active part of his character since, the beginning of this whole campaign, revealing the beautiful half-elven face below, as well as
Food!
Have a half elven face?
yeah, he's half-elven. Yeah.
He's half elvish drow.
Half-elven, drowish, ASMR, all kinds of stuff in there. He's what is that called when it's a whole bunch of a mutt, right? Isn't that what a mutt?
A congregation.
I don't think it's called a mutt.
He's a mutt. He's a
I
mutt
don't
of
think
races.
that's right.
Yes, it is. What's a dog with a bunch of dogs in it? Breeds and things.
Is
It's
Frey a
mutt.
dog now? Did I miss that?
Yeah, maybe. There's a lot to learn on this journey that we're having. Now that
Oh
it's
my
back.
Could have been
God.
raised in a kennel.
It turns out he's been a furry the whole time. He just couldn't tell because of the face
Jesus.
mask.
It's weird.
God,
He's had his
no.
shirt off this whole time too.
Well,
I mean, he's
That-
wearing a boar mask.
The
What
boar
more
head
is there to
covers up a
say?
lot. There's been some other interesting conversations. One such as Ilona having mental conversations with her best friend Misfit, as well as I believe Icarus had some lines in there as well, making his voice heard. And Frey has, with this removal, has also lost seemingly all of his powers that he has from before. He is down to weakling status, if you were. So the
Hey,
group is
fucking
trying. This is my recap now. So in weakling status, the group is trying to come up with some ways to help their companion. I believe Gil and Percy were working on battle tactics. I believe Volt and Percy and Ilona were working on some sort of contraptions that might be able to help out Frey to get back up to level of the party here. So I believe, if my notes are correct, it is day 3. I wrote in big letters high noon as we were traversing across the map here. I have Volt calling Frey a hero. That is my last note. That's adorable. Okay, cool. So that is where we left off last time, guys. And that is where we're going to pick up. High noon of day 3 of this 14 to 15 day endeavor here. So, with that being said, recap over. Gearhearts, what would you like to do?
Did we bring that person with us? I thought we just left them.
I thought we left him.
Which one?
No, you
The
left,
lady.
You left the lady with the guards.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned that you brought her with, but yeah, you actually did just leave her with those peeps.
Yeah, that's
Yep, because we're
All right.
hoping that word gets back that she failed and she gets beaten.
That's right.
Summarily punished.
Oh, come on, thing. Here we go. Do that. All right. So what do you guys want to do?
next. I don't know. Travel.
Yeah.
Across the land.
Searching far and wide.
Okay, cool. Anything?
We're not really
in particular
searching
you'd
for-
like to Ooh, wow, that's pretty low.
Caw.
Caw.
Cacao.
Hope those animals are indigenous to this area. Anyway,
They are now.
yep, they are now. Thank you, Dick. All right, so day 3, high noon. Anything for the rest of the day here, guys? Any sort of conversations? Anything you want to work on? The day is yours. What do you do?
I wanted to talk to Sticks.
Okay. All right.
Do it.
So, walking and talking here. Now, don't forget, I also kind of accounted in for the fact that the mech stangs can go for a decent amount of time, like 7 to 8 hours, before they need like a 4-hour recharge, and then you can take them again. So, I tried to sort of work that into the equation of if that's what you guys are going to do this whole time, you can still have a little bit of side things when they're recharging, right? Depending on weather, might affect some things too in terms of recharge. But for the most part, straightforward wise, it's 14 days plus this little like 4-hour gap in the middle of the day when you guys aren't resting. So keep that in mind. Continue. Okay, continue. Go 6. Okay, bye.
Okay. Yep. So I'll just awkwardly just like be in his proximity for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's, I don't know. I think Frey and Jill are like training through this journey as well. So either just like watching them train or like something. I don't know. At
Fair
some point,
Fair enough.
Whack.
I'll just like be awkwardly around for a while, and then I'll just be. So, it's correct me if I'm wrong, or if I'm not remembering things right. But you
One moment. Just blocking Jill.
You don't usually set dead bodies on fire, right? Is that new? Are you okay?
It just felt like needed doing at the time.
I feel like they weren't even the worst of the people that we've come across.
No, they really weren't. It's the trip in the city didn't exactly go as planned, and I may have a few anger issues.
It's just I've never seen that part of you before, I guess.
Well, we all have sides that we try to keep under control more, and sometimes they get away from us.
Is that a thing? You just don't be your authentic self all the time. You're supposed to hide stuff.
I find most people have a side that they show to the world and a side that they keep indoors, so to speak, locked away.
So is that how you always are?
To a certain degree, yes. It's there's parts of everybody's life that we don't feel like burdening people with. It was a rough few days, and yeah, sits there, it's like awkward.
Can I ask what happened? I mean, to be fair, I don't know many people, but definitely don't know anyone who was born just wanting to light people on fire.
Wasn't born that way. Really wasn't. But let's say the mood struck me, so to speak, at that particular point. Out of all of us here, you're all a bunch of kids. And training in the order, you kind of learn not to have ties. It's a job we do. You never know what's going to happen to your teachers, to your people in the order. You can be speaking to them one day and then the next day they just don't come back. You get a report saying that they died in the field fighting something. So this is the longest time I've spent with a group that's the same. Before this, it was me and Kyla, and we had a few close calls ourselves. But when it happened in the city and you went missing, when you ran off into the building, I kind of panicked and instinct took over. It's a new connection that I'm not quite used to still. And like I say, you're all so young. I know comparing the amount of years I've lived to the amount of years you lived, you all lived longer than me, but you're all still so young. There's a lot in this world that can fuck you over so quickly.
Would it make you feel better if I said that I learned my lesson and I'm not going to be running off anywhere anytime soon?
The main thing is you've learned your lesson. Don't put barriers on yourself like that. You will learn from our mistakes. You know what I'm like. If there's something that needs doing, I go off and do it because it needs doing. But I've also had the life and the training to keep my wits about me and mostly get out of these situations. I've had a few close calls, but we learn from our mistakes.
Well, I don't know. It's just sort of out of all the things that happened in the city and around the city, and the things that, let's be honest, I sort of caused by running off and poking my nose into things, that was probably the scariest to see, I think.
Sometimes there's emotions that I've got locked away and they just take over. I'm back in control now. I'm back to me. I want to outburst, and sorry if I've ever scared you about it.
No, I mean, I certainly understand not being able to control your emotions. I haven't figured that out either. So, but, and I mean, does it seem like you're part of the order now? You're part of the gearhearts. So maybe feeling those things isn't so bad all of the time.
It's still kind of new for me, even though we've been together for so long.
Maybe you can teach me about wits, and I can teach you about wearing your emotions on your sleeves. It makes outbursts less frequent.
That might take some time for me. I'm kind of one of those bottle up inside guys.
I mean, it might take some time for me too. I just entered the world 5 months ago, so in terms of kids, I'm practically an infant.
Yeah. But you're learning. This world is not a story. This world is real and painful and will bite you in the ass and stamp on your face rather than be nice to you on more occasions than not.
Yeah. I don't know.
And hey, if you've passed one test, you've died and come back.
Hooray!
Yeah. And hey, you died and came back and in time to save Frey. Just remember that you saved him. None of us could have done a damn thing right there and then. And that's part of the frustration of, I saw you go off surrounded by rat guards into a tower. And then when we tried to get into the tower, watched as Frey got impaled and died. All because of a demon god type thing trying to fuck him over and fuck us over.
Yeah.
Because Jill tried, but the mask just refused, which is Veyron refusing, trying to have control. So
I'm glad we don't have to worry about that anymore, at least.
That's definitely a good thing.
And I am glad that I don't know how I was able to make it in time, but I was glad that I was able. If I had died and come back and then realized that Frey had, or any of you had died trying to save me from being stupid, then it would have made it a lot harder to keep going.
Well, let me put it this way for you, kid. If you hadn't come back and brought Frey back and give us that chance to all escape, I would be dead in that tower somewhere. Probably in a pile of fiery corpses, but I'd be dead in that tower somewhere until we'd found you. Can't speak for anybody else, but for sure we all would have given our lives in there to get you back.
If anything like that ever happens again, and I'm not saying that I'm going to go charging into a bunch of villainous bases now, but if anything like that does ever happen again, and you find yourself getting closer and closer to a predicament that you won't be able to come back from, can you all just go? I know it's a lot to ask, and I know in your shoes I'd be laughing too, but there's only one thing I can imagine worse than dying, and it's losing any one of you. So you'd be doing me a favor.
Well, let's just hope it never happens again, because I'm not sure that's a promise I can keep.
Well, at least try.
I'll try anything once, but whether it sticks or not's another thing. And we really need to sort your clothes out, dear. They're in tatters.
What's wrong with them? I just bought them like 3 weeks
They're
ago.
Yep, and they're slashed and cut, and they're not looking so good.
They don't have any grease stains on them. My other clothes are covered in grease stains and they're slashed and cut. So when you think about it, these are actually still a step up.
Yes, they are. And nothing wonderful as usual.
I'm such an idiot. I will use my mending gloves that Frey gave me to start mending my clothes.
Sure. Six, you
And
watch
then
you watch us see like slowly just like almost like a slow iron. Just you see her just kind of like slowly take her hand over some and starts to mend some of the stitches and some of the slash marks in place there.
And then I will use my scarf of prestidigitation to clean off all the blood and grime and dirt.
I believe it's the yellow part of the scarf that deals with the cleaning part of presentation, and it glows a little bit as you start to see just some of the dirt just there was a nice little film. There was a nice little film on there that just kind of dust poofs off into the air. And
now I don't have to go buy no more clothes. Now we can go to a magic shop and spend all of our money there.
Yeah, as long as we get some more money. Because
and if I'm not
pretty
mistaken,
sure
I'm
we'll all-
sort of running low on cash.
if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, your clothes are the are you still wearing the weird dress with the tutu thing and the rainbow socks and things, or did you like
Yeah,
change
so
that over?
I'm wearing it's like a white lacy kind of skirt thing, and then I've got like a leather vest and then like a puffy white sleeve shirt under it with like the little frilly collar and stuff.
Mhm.
And then I have rainbow tights.
Mhm. That's right. Okay, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
We
And a
need
rainbow
new
scarf.
art of that.
Beautiful.
We're all gonna need some new art here soon.
I mean,
You see
Percy's
Misfit-
outfit hasn't changed.
As you do the presentation, some of the dust comes off. Misfits down below. He just coughs as the dirt gets into some of his
Misfit.
mouth gears.
You don't breathe.
He just mouths it off. Right. As this is going on off to the side, Frey and Geel and Percy are doing combat maneuvers and jumping over, and Geel slashes down towards Frey, and Frey, you put your weapon off to the side to block it as Percy comes down with her rapier, and you kind of move off to the side. It's a fun little sparring session you guys are having. Are you guys doing anything in particular, or just working on the first couple
basic.
levels of stuff? Go ahead.
Basic combat maneuvers, just
Mhm.
teaching him how to fight again, since he fought really. Like, he knows how to fight,
Mhm.
it just needs a refresher, and can't rely on his stupid god magic no
Yeah,
more.
you can definitely tell there's a lot less strength behind your swings, Frey. You know, before you might have been able to meet one of Geel's strikes head on. Now Geel, when you hit into some of his blade deflections, there's this definite give instead of meeting. There's a give, a very apparent give on a lot of your strikes.
When it comes down to it, I imagine a lot of it has to do with his technique, because previously, when he was a barbarian, he just kind of swung at shit real hard. Then he became a paladin, and most of his tricks were guided by his, presumably, the god powers from his father, and now he's just got the base strength, but not the mechanics behind it. So this is
That's
very much so
Percy's
just
thought.
learning the base.
He depended on his rage before to just be reckless and swing madly, and then paladin magic and stuff like that. So now it's making sure that his form is good. So I kind of picture they're sparring and Percy's like analyzing his form and like adjusting and critiquing.
Just
And then
yell,
occasionally,
stop. You just yell, stop. We all stop. You just like walk over him to adjust him a little bit. And then you get back.
but like to use my sword to like lift up the arm or like smack you on the shoulder or whatever. No, that kind of lesson.
Percy, go ahead and make a intelligence check, and Geo, go ahead and make a let's do a wisdom check for you, actually.
I have okay
and
wisdom.
Frey, go ahead and just make let's do a dex check for you, actually. Intelligence, wisdom, and dex.
I'm not good at those.
Actually, you know what? Actually, I like Constitution better for you, Frey. Actually, do a
Okay.
Do we get proficiency with these?
These are just straight regular old rolls. So
Then 21.
21. Cool.
Regular rolls.
5.
I may or may not have forgotten to get my dice at one moment here.
Say a 5?
You forgot
Yeah,
your
I did
dice?
not. I did not roll very well.
Okay.
So
I rolled a
it's going into the
13.
timeout.
So during this combat training for the day, Gil is in this mode of almost kind of forgetting what the purpose was here, and it's just like, oh, this is fun to fight things. So he's just in a constant, sometimes even forgetting to take it easy on Frey a little bit. Frey is, with that mid ground there, 13, just kind of, if nothing else, realizing that little give that you have on some of these blows, it's a little disheartening, actually. But with that 21, I would say that, with Percy intervening every now and then to adjust some things, it's not necessarily a wasted training session, but more or less it's more of a technique day than anything, with Gil just in constant Crocagator fight mode, just forgetting the purpose of what we were here for today, but still a little bit gained out of it. I'm making some notes about that. Last but not least, Volt, are you doing anything today? As
yes. So, watching them fight, I'm gonna realize that I didn't pad the inside of the armor. So I will be using my bedroll to give the padding on the inside.
Okay.
And then I have an extra backpack. I don't know why, but I do. I will be using the pockets from that to give him canister straps in the front.
Okay.
And then that's pretty much my day.
Okay. Cool. Easy enough.
Adjusting the stuff that I made.
Go ahead and just make a tinker check, since you're kind of messing with the armor and things like that.
Okay.
What's that cat looking at?
15. 23.
All right, easy enough. It comes with pockets.
Yeah.
Thanks, it's got pockets.
It's like the shotgun little shell
throw it across the
casing.
front.
Yeah.
Armor comes with pockets. Cool.
All armor should have pockets.
So again, a lot of this kind of downtime RP, guys, is going to be when your mech stangs are recharging.
Mhm.
So a little bit of time to get stuff done. I mean, 4 hours is no joke, but again, the rest of the time, if you guys are making a traveling jaunt across the map, the 8 hours is basically a lot of mech stang stuff. So again, 8 hours of travel is hard enough in a car, let alone doing it on a mech stang. So getting off of there is going to be a little rough every now and again. But again, 4 hours of rest and then resting at nighttime, the traveling should be okay. Anything else for today? That sounds like day 3's wrapping up. We can go to day 4.
I guess hunting for food, but I assume I do that every day.
Yeah, and by the
I
way,
would assume
for
it's
night
too.
rest, I have Tiny Hut up.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah, on the nighttime sticks, remember, he pulls out a small little chess piece. Now, instead of just sleeping out in the wind and the possible rain, I've got this. I found it a while ago. And I'll move over to a clear area, place the little rook, I think it was, or castle piece, chess castle piece, place it down, and activate it and instant fortress.
Slowly at first, but then exponentially increasing in not only speed but size. This tiny little chess rook piece starts to expand out in length and width and height, and I believe it's 3 stories high of this battle fortress, basically. Erupts from the ground. It's not really comfy on the inside, as you'll see. It's literally nothing but stone and mortar, and there's these little holes where you can have certain defensements up, and I believe there's even a top floor where you can kind of oversee everything down below. But there's 3 floors. It's not magnificent mansion by any means, but it is still a place that is, if nothing else, heavily fortified. That's what I was looking for.
And dry.
And dry. That's right.
And you got this where?
I can't remember. I picked it up a while ago. Rummaging through my bags, checking supplies for the journey back, and came across it again.
I mean, that's pretty incredible. Does it, like...
Shrink back down? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can set it up, like, every night, and then we don't have to worry about random encounters because it's fortified walls and doors. And
Technical term. Random encounters.
Nice.
Icarus kind of flies up off your shoulder, Percy. Kind of.
Can we fit the mech stings
Flies up
into the
top.
front door? Because I'm kind of concerned about them.
Flies back down into the night sky. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first floor is definitely. It's interesting. The first floor is definitely larger than the second. It kind of goes up in a little bit of a funnel, almost, if you will. But I mean, yeah, there's plenty of room to fit mech stings in here. It's just an open, empty concrete tower, if nothing else.
And I spend the next 3 hours after Styx does that just circling the fortress and trying to figure it out.
You want to figure out the fortress? Sure.
I wanna do my artificer things, and I wanna walk around, and I wanna cast identify, and I wanna look at it, and I wanna try to figure out the blueprints and the mechanisms and the magics and all the things.
Okay, so you want to cast identify? Is that what you're doing?
And also just steady it with my artificer-ness.
Okay. Well, if you do cast identify, this is a magic item known as Instant Fortress.
Yep.
And just to make it easy on my life, boop-a-doop-a-doo, boop-a-doo-doo-doo. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. There you go. You can read that. It's in your Discord. So for the next 3 hours, that is what you learn about the Instant Fortress. Is anyone in taking any watches? You all going to sleep? It's a pretty calm evening. The temperature is actually quite pleasant, really. You guys have been in some different terrains. You were inside the mountain, which had definitely a cooler temperate to the inside of the mountain. But being outside these last couple of days, it's been really nice travel. Nice sunny days, nice cool evenings. Not a lot of wind or anything. Just pleasant travel so far.
Good question. I wasted that superior health potion, yeah, because I don't think I had. This should not be in my inventory.
No, you had a standard one that you used, you said.
Did I use a standard one, or did I have a...
I don't recall.
Pretty sure you
using
had
the
a
big
standard.
one.
I'm pretty sure I used the big one and wasted it. So I'm just going to remove that.
Okay. As far as watches go, Frey would probably take one to the very least at the end of the night. Yeah, more so just to get some chill time than anything else.
Okay.
I will join him for a watch and just hang out.
Cool.
Vault. You mentioned the other day you wanted to find some hexagrite.
Yes.
I mean, I've got these 3 pieces of hexagrite. Don't know how useful they'll be. It's 3 golf ball size pieces.
It was pretty much just to help the reinforcement of your case. So if you don't mind me tinkering with it, sure, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, go for it. It's all good, kid.
Cool.
Before we go to bed, I'll probably go out hunting, get some food, make some... Well, if I can find any fucking animals to kill, make us some meat.
If you look on the map here where you guys are at currently on the end of this 3rd day, you have been traveling through a little bit of a woodland area, but again, a lot of the area out here is mostly flat plains. So these little woodland areas that you're going through, it's not like a thick, dense forest or anything like that, but it's scattering of trees and such. So Go ahead and make a survival check.
I'm good at those, even though my wisdom is not as good as it should be.
It doesn't necessarily impede on your travel or anything. The Mechstangs are small and pretty maneuverable.
All right, that is a 16 plus 11. So,
All right. So, with that high of a roll, I mean, honestly, go ahead and roll a d8.
D8. Where are you, D8s? You're the diamond ones. 2.
2. You actually, it takes a little while, but a little longer than you necessarily wanted to. But you do eventually find 2 just nice, thick, fat raccoons just hanging out, looking at you. As they look at you like, ah! And they kind of like get wide-eyed for a moment. Just 2 spears right into both of them. Just knock them down one after the other instantly.
But I like raccoons.
They're dead now.
Oh, I'll take it back.
Monster.
To the tower.
Anything in particular you want to make with these fat raccoons?
Honestly, I don't have very much to make food with, so... Do we have any bread?
Vol has spices, I believe.
I have spices too, so let's see.
It's always interesting to see what Gio comes up with on these these survival meals, from kebabs.
Do we have any
stews.
Do we have any bread? Or is it all dry tack?
You got a lot of bug jerky. That's all I really remember. You guys tried making coffee stew
rations.
before?
Basic ration packs tend to come with just hardtack, maybe some cured cheeses and meats, depending on what the time period that they exist in. And occasionally, very rarely, but occasionally, it may have some preserved fruits, but that's much more of a rarity and more of a modern thing.
I think. I only have like a campfire, a pot. I'll just make a split roast. So I'll just like skin it, stick all the way through it, and then just like slowly rotate it and cook it.
Old school campfire meal. You know, just spit roasted. I like it. Cool. Everyone is free to. In fact, again, the inside of the instant fortress. I mean, it's big enough that you could probably actually do it from the safety and comfort of that first level there.
Here's you.
Hey, dog. What's up, Loki? Easy enough. You guys could just kind of walk by and every now and then just pull off a hunk whenever you want.
First, and at some point, not necessarily tonight since she's been very busy, Frey would try to seek out Alona for a conversation, just to keep that in mind for futures.
You can do that right now if you want to.
No, she's been busy examining things, and Frey's
probably
prideful.
bruised from training.
So first watch was Frey and Geo, correct?
Yes.
I just hung out.
All right, cool. So what I'll say is, I mean, as Volt and Percy and Styx kind of, find their first purchase for the evening, maybe about like 30 minutes later, Alona would probably come back in from her walkabout the fortress, so you can catch her right before if you want. Kind of towards the end of your watch anyway.
Not yet.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and Frey and Geo make for me perception checks, please.
Even if Frey tried to talk to Alona, she's got like nose in the book, like she's like flipping through and like looking at all the notes she made, kind of thing, like talking to herself. So she probably wouldn't have even noticed and just walked right by him. So.
Entirely unsurprised by this. Kind of expected it. Leaving her alone.
Fair enough. It's like okay. You know what? No, not another time. She's just busy in there. Leave her to her business. Go ahead and roll your perception.
I have like 6 pencils, all different colors, stuck behind my ears and like in my hair and everything. Yeah.
Gotta carefully organize the notes of the different colors, of course. I rolled a dirty 20.
I rolled a 14.
All right, cool. First watch. Just nothing but the sounds of the night environment around you. I mean, every now and then you hear some sort of forest animal communicating with another one, that kind of weird shit. But other than that, it's pretty peaceful.
Joe will just pull down his night vision goggles and look over to see where the animal was.
You kind of zoom in a little bit. You kind of see at the last minute, like, as the squirrel kind of just looks over at you, like, He's kind of geeking out a little bit, like, why am I awake right now? Maybe he's hopped up on something. You're not sure. But as soon as he sees you see him in the dark, he's like, oh shit, and just fucking dirts behind him. Ah shit.
So, Jill, you think there's anything out there we actually need to be concerned about with this big ass fucking fortress?
We're in like woodland area, right?
Sounds like it was a
you're
bit more of a prairie.
yeah, you're kind of like right on the cusp, if you will, of just traversing outside of this last part of the forest into the flatland area. So, um,
Any dangerous animals that live in this kind of environments?
you can make a history check if you'd like.
Oh, do that.
While he's doing that, I'm also going to look up very carefully, trying to make sure he doesn't see me do this, towards the top of the tower to see if there's any gargoyles that would have been created by this.
All right, make a perception check.
18.
Alright.
18.
12.
12. In your travels, Jill, you've not necessarily been this far north before, but you have been in similar environments and territories where, I mean, sometimes in these flatland areas where like the forest meets the plains, there could be occasional kind of smaller animals like your like coyotes or lemur, like bobcats, lemurs. There's just smaller, like feline, predatory animal kind of things. But with your perception checks or anything, again, you don't necessarily see anything all that. Dangerous.
Nothing dangerous.
Nothing
Just
dangerous.
coyotes or raccoons. Pat my belly. So we're probably fine. Unless those robots come back.
Yeah, probably. Did I see any gargoyle?
No gargoyles.
Nope, I think we're A-okay. Honestly, I don't even really think we need to wake anybody else for this.
Well, I mean, last time, Alona saved us by the skin of our teeth by just staying up all night.
Good point. She's definitely not being woken up tonight. I don't care what the fuck else happens. I'll take 2 shifts if I have to.
All those wake up sticks.
Yeah, you want to grab sticks? I'll see if I can grab Volt, I guess.
Yeah.
He's kind of a growing boy, though. He's a youngin'.
You'll be fine.
Little guy needs to sleep. All right,
I will go.
Is that you wake up? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, I'll go
get
get Volt up.
Sticks and Volt, you are awoken by your comrades.
Good morning.
Still night.
Oh, it is. Okay. I guess it's my turn.
Yep,
Yep.
just your turn for watch there. Come wake me up for the next shift, alright?
Okay.
I'm just gonna conk out for a little bit, not too long.
Head to the roof.
Cool.
Volt, do you follow?
Yes.
All right, cool. Again, going to the top of the tower later on towards in the evening, crisp, cool, clean night. Again, away from any sort of civilization out here. The stars are ever present. You can see. You feel like if you even started to count, it would be too infinite to start. It's just beautiful evening. Go ahead and make perception checks for me.
19 plus 11, 30.
30, 20.
Okay.
I won.
Oh my gosh. I was like, wait, hold on.
I've already got a +4 in perception.
I'll take it.
Again, really nothing all that dangerous looking jumps out at you. To the north, you guys are in this interesting position where you're kind of back-ended by the woods. So you have the woods kind of to your backside and the plains out in front of you to the south. So you actually almost even kind of like a interesting defense behind you in the woods where anything coming maybe not visible but certainly audible, and quite the reverse of that in the plains to the south of you, maybe not so much audible but definitely visual. It is just flat before you. So unless they're going underground or in the sky, you would definitely be able to see anything, black shadows or things traversing across the ground. So again, pretty quiet evening. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, or we can get the next people out.
So I've been working on a spell. I haven't used it. I've been watching you a lot. So here, just give me your opinion, and I will summon a flame sword, but I'm gonna turn it to lightning.
Okay.
So now I
That-
can have a sword if I need it.
That is very cool. Having a sword is always comes in handy.
I have no idea how to use this thing. All I know is that I'm gonna hit something with it and hopefully it hurts them.
You see, there's this awkward moment where, like, when a kid's holding something just a little smidgen too heavy for them, he's like really trying to like make it look cool at the same time.
Mhm.
If he like were to slip or something, it might like teeter over the side or like hit something by accident. But he's really just
Okay, stop.
about ready to hit you in the
Okay,
face
yep,
with it.
yep,
Stop.
yep.
This glowing lightning rod.
Let's teach you some. This is probably the first time you wielded a sword, right? Or
Yeah.
anything bigger than a dagger,
Yes.
because you're not really a weapons kind of person.
No.
As you're more the hit it with magic and it'll all fall down. Yeah,
Well, I've been punching stuff lately.
I noticed, but there's a big difference between punching, casting spells, and actually wielding a sword.
Well, like if you punch somebody with a sword, wouldn't it still do the same amount of damage?
No, you're more likely to break your hand, as the impact of holding the sword and hitting someone. There's the impact on your knuckles. It might be different with a magical sword. So,
Okay.
let's go through the basics, and I'll start teaching Volt sword
I will be
safety
taking
and
notes.
sword stances.
All right, cool. Are you following or are you just watching for right now, Volt?
Watching.
Watching.
That's how he learns.
Cool. Go ahead.
Basically, just going to go through the stances that Styx does and his training exercises that they've seen us do before on the previous night, but keeping it slow and basically going from one point to the next rather than just letting it be a fluid motion like normal.
Okay.
Intelligence check from Volt and a Dex check from Styx. Just straight checks.
21.
Well,
It's a 19 plus 4, 23.
Damn it.
And the balance is restored.
No.
You had that one moment, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Yeah, for this next watch again, kind of feeling that everything's kind of in the calm and the clear, on the top of this roof, and Volt, as you're sitting there watching Styx, he kind of like goes off to the edge sometimes as he like uses the edge to kind of push off of, but again, since he's going slow, you instinctively worry just like, oh my gosh, is he gonna fall at the edge? But again, doing these movements in a slower ABC, 1, 2, 3 step by step motion, you watch as Styx, even in its, I don't want to say sporadic, even in its slowed down version, you've seen Styx fight in battles before where it still has this fluidity to it. It's almost like Styx can't help himself but go fast even when he's going slow. So he's really trying really hard to like kind of do one slash to the other and then hold it to the other. But even still, Styx, you like can't help yourself. Almost like Geo earlier, but in reverse.
It's muscle memory kicks in.
Right. Yeah. Perfect analogy. Yes, absolutely. But with that 21, taking notes and things like that, you start trying to like in your notes like write stuff down, and you even try to like draw a little bit, and then you're like, he's going way too fast, so you switch over from drawing just to stick figures,
just bullet points,
just to kind of keep up. Like, it was really like
I'll draw it later.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do this again. But yeah, at the beginning, you're like you try to like really detail out like sticks, and it looks really nice in your drawing, and you're like, oh, wait, hold on, he's going really fast. Back to stick figures. So yeah, kind of like that. Cool, awesome. You guys waking anyone up for another watch, or just letting it ride out for the rest of the evening?
So, should we wake them up? I could have Bubbles watch, but it's been a long trip.
Well, one of the kind of let alone a rest. She's been through a lot, same as Frey.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest,
honestly, I can stay awake. I'll just sleep when you're pulling me later.
I was gonna just let my walk do the walking. It's easy enough.
All right, so yeah, we could leave Bubbles and work up.
Yeah, I'll keep a half an eye out. Just kind of sit there, not actually going back to sleep.
Cool.
The warg is fucking looking around.
Yeah, I'll stay up on the roof with them.
Yeah.
Does
You get your head down.
Sounds? I don't think he makes any sounds.
He sounds like just like a white screen from TV. White noise. That's the word
Just
I'm looking for. Yeah. It's just lightning in a bubble.
Static.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You get your head down, kid, and I'll wake you if anything happens. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna study until I fall asleep.
Cool. Awesome.
So pretty fast.
Yeah, I'll let him fall asleep. I'm just going to spend the rest of the watch, the next watch, just in quiet contemplation, going over what's happened in the last few days. How quickly my emotions are taking over at times.
I like it. Cool. The rest of the evening passes. Day 4 approaches. The morning sun rises in the east. A slight dew to the southern plains out in front of you as you all awaken. Anything in particular anyone would like to do on day 4 of travel?
So are we in the woods right now? Like there are woods nearby?
You are, like I said, around the cusp. You took the extra effort to get out of the woods, and right where the woods meets the plains is where Styx erected the fortress. So you guys have woods to your back, plains to the front, and you kind of found a nice flat area right in here. You know, into the woods. You're out of the woods.
Okay.
Did I do that right?
Before we leave, should we go get some food before we go forward some stuff?
I mean,
Is that smart?
we can just get some food when we get there. Can't
Are
really
we
carry
close?
the food.
I have room in my backpack. I also have the fridge still.
Your fridge?
Yeah.
Well, how much do
It just
we
doesn't have a gnome in it.
How much do we have, and therefore how much do we need?
How
Well,
much raccoons are left?
I think we just have meat that Jules been getting for us. But I mean, we can get stuff so we're not just eating just meat.
No, I think she's talking about the gnome, and really we only just need one for the fridge.
Well, yeah,
I
it's a
think.
small fridge, so it's probably like a gnome child.
Do they take shifts?
I don't think so. I think they live there. It's bored. Yeah, it's bored and work.
Fucking gnome in a fridge, man.
How else are we supposed to keep our food cold?
Yeah.
Electricity?
What's that?
Living
Shock
snowmen.
sticks.
Really, they need
Work
a
on
small
that.
a small portable version with a pixie in it or something.
Mm-hmm.
I
'Cause,
will look
I can go.
for
I can help.
fruit
All right.
Okay.
and berries.
I'm gonna
that
turn
are
into
not
a bear
deadly.
with polymorph and go look for some food.
Oh, okay. All right. Since you're gonna do that, let's have you guys roll survival checks individually then.
Okay.
Yep.
Gio, as
That's
you take
fine.
off towards the woods, Volt just starts to get down on all fours and transforms himself into a larger hulking bear form, like a brown bear, black bear, or something.
I'm gonna go it's anything our levels. I'm gonna go for the biggest one.
Noise.
Anyway, low roll, but that's a 9 plus 11, so a dirty 20.
That's still good.
Let's go with the cave bear.
Noise.
Good at hunting things, terrible at perceiving things.
You said survival. Would that work with my keen sense of smelling?
Sure.
So 18 plus 1, 19.
All right, cool. Between the two of you, you find what are they called?
Pine cones.
Truffles.
Delightful.
Acorns.
What are they called? Elderberries? Is that a thing? That sounds like a thing.
Those are used to make wine.
Yeah,
Can you eat them?
I think.
I think
so.
they might be poisonous.
Elderberries? I don't know. Hold on.
Hold on, let me let
It's the first thing that came to my mind.
Let Gilles with his ring that makes stuff that's edible, non-edible, edible, eat them and see how it works.
Oh, you know what's a berry? Huckleberries are a berry. I know that for a fact. We'll go with that. You find a nice patch of
Yep.
huckleberries.
Elderberries are definitely poisonous.
Okay, cool. Let's not do that one. Huckleberries.
Okay.
Kind of look like blueberry-ish. But you find a nice big patch. Go ahead and roll a D100, both of you.
Ugh. Is that a
I have one of
D10
those.
plus? I think the D10.
It's like, I
plus
don't have that prepared.
But I have a actual
Oh, okay. Holy hell.
63%.
95.
How long do you guys want to take to do this?
We gotta let the horses charge for a little bit, probably 2 hours.
Oh,
That's
wow.
not too bad.
Jeez. Oh, hell. All right.
Is that too long?
I didn't need to have it roll then. You can have whatever number of fucking berries you want with that. That's plenty. If you're going to take 2 hours to hoard berries.
For clarification, by the way, elderberries are poisonous until cooked. Once cooked, they're okay.
We'll go with huckleberries for now.
But
that's good for future knowledge. Good for future.
How am I supposed to push people towards making me a distillery for elderberry wine then?
What's the other one? Rhubarb? That's the other one where it's like you can't.
We have rhubarb.
Rhubarb
Right.
is
Also,
a root
walnuts.
that can be poisonous if you don't.
If you like don't eat the leaves or some shit. Anyway,
It's
whatever.
like a
You find a whole bunch of
specific
huckleberries.
part
Can
of-
I also find
Okay.
like nuts and acorns and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. I'm gonna make some
5
breakfast bars.
pounds of huckleberries if that's
Oh, God.
something you're going to take. 5 pounds of berries.
I'll put them in Volt's backpack. You can carry them.
Yeah, you can
Beautiful.
put it in the fridge.
Berries for days. We did it. And nuts
Cool.
and stuff. Cool. And you guys head out?
Yep.
Yeehaw!
I'll spear a pigeon on our way back.
Easy enough. Using basic tools at your disposal between the sun, you guys also do have maps. You continue on this kind of southeastern straight shot towards the city of Imbrick. Anything anyone wants to do on day 4, or are you just traversing on?
Same thing. I train Frey.
Okay.
We do like push-ups and stuff.
Okay.
Gotta maintain the muscles, you know.
I will be baking.
By the way, my
Bread?
scrying is around lunchtime
yeah.
when we take a break, and I'm just going through the same people that I've been scrying on lately.
Fair enough.
So whenever we take a break, we stretch, do push-ups, run a little bit, and then we get back on. And then when we get down, we do the
Do a quick basic kata.
yeah. Then when we actually get to the end of the day, we'll actually spar.
5
Crab, you over here setting up like an actual training regime. Nice.
huckleberries.
Jill was in a military force. He knows how to train.
As of right now, Percy, your usual suspects of scry orbing on people. Nothing all that
Okay.
too interesting.
Just making sure that the family isn't being attacked
Yep,
or
just making your rounds.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Making my way.
Making your
Catch
rounds.
that one. Catch that one dwarf guy we hate on the toilet. It's really disturbing.
Instantly cuts the scry.
Yeah, he sees it. He's like, all right. Puts his hand up. Scry drops. Oh gosh. I'm sorry. Actually, wouldn't bathrooms have like some sort of anti-magic? I think they would.
Yeah. Well, just the whole world has.
Feel
it.
Maybe in like a
toilets are anti-magic.
5-star resort.
No,
Those
all
are
toilets
that's,
are
that's an
anti-magic.
expensive protection to put up.
Well,
But like their
George got money.
privacy.
Yeah,
it's
George got
you
money.
get a warning in the scry as it
Well,
right
don't
before
you-
it comes up. It's like
Allow scry? No.
No, block. All right,
Are
cool.
you sure you wish to do this?
All right, cool. Day 4 gone. Off to day 5.
Well, that night is probably when Frey would seek a lot out.
Fair enough. So you guys again traverse on that southeastern concourse there. Before I move you guys, I'll move you back over there where you were to finish off the day. Do you want to take a watch together? Or you just want to have a conversation when you guys kind of start setting up shop with your instant fortresses and things like that?
Whichever,
Cool.
honestly.
As Geo goes out for his nightly rounds of scavenging for food and things, Frey, you find Alona just kind of hanging out. Misfits over there, just kind of curled up in a ball.
So Frey just
I'm
kind of
looking at my notes again from the fortress, like trying to figure it out.
So Frey just kind of like plops down next to her, all sprawled out, trying to stretch a little bit. Oh, fuck! Jill's pushing me hard.
Oh, with the training.
What did you think I meant?
I don't know. I thought he was just like literally pushing you.
Well, sometimes for certain stretches, yeah, that helps a little bit, but not right now. Anyway,
You're
Hi,
getting stronger though. Your muscles are starting to come back, I think.
God, it's so frustrating. Man, I'm not even all that much weaker than I was before. I just can't swing right. It's all the practice I didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
All the practice I didn't do way back when, because I thought it was stupid, because I just hit harder.
Yeah. No, I totally not loss of muscle. only like a coordination thing.
It's not look, and then he just like flexes.
It goes downward.
Fuck.
Oh God, what's wrong with you?
I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep pushing that weakling thing as long as I can.
You're a bastard. But so anyway, how you holding up?
Good. I just can't figure out this fortress thing. It's just this. It's very tricky and it's magicalness, and so it's been giving me a hard time. But I'm pushing through it, sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I don't really get the magic of shit, but talk to me about it.
I mean, yeah, it's a tricky little problem. So it's mostly just me not understanding the way that it works is what it boils down to. And I've exhausted all the information, and I don't think that looking at it over and over again is going to help. But I just
Yeah. So like I had some buddies back when I was in the original Bastion. I've worked out of Grimjow's compound, and whenever they came across like a problem in a tactics class, they found that sometimes it really helped them just like explain what the problem was to like a small plush, whatever they could find, and in the effort of like talking about it, they would eventually like talk their way through to the solution. It was dumb. It was dumb. Don't worry.
No, it's not. I do that to Misfit all the time.
Misfit's not smaller plush.
No, but he's big and strong.
And adorable. Like, look at him.
I know.
Kind of like poses.
Oh, how majestic, how honorable. Truly, the picture of a trained knight.
I did model him after a dragon from a storybook, so yes, he is quite majestic.
The storybook.
I think it was.
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't recognize it anyway. They didn't really go in for that sort of thing in the compound.
I think it was Duff the Magic Dragon or something like that.
Sounds interesting. Was he like the last of his kind or something?
Yeah. No, and he lived by the sea.
Okay.
And there was this like little Jackie Salt come and play with him. It was like a whole thing.
I do think I kind of remember a little bit about that long time ago.
Frey, make a history check.
Flat 10.
Maybe. I don't know. Dragon book, sure. You don't remember anything. That doesn't ring any bells.
I don't know, man.
Just bullshitting at this point.
What? Fuck it. I'm dancing around the issue. Just wanted to say, you were right about the whole Veron thing. And thank you for continuing to push through and try to get me to get rid of it. I didn't really get it at first. I thought, pure intentions would let me take the power he was giving me and use it for good. But evidently, it only worked for so long till I got myself in a bad situation. And you were there to pull me out of it. Twice in, like, a matter of days, for that matter. So, I appreciate that.
I mean, I almost got you killed, so...
Don't think about it like that. We would have been in there eventually anyway. And
we would have been in
you took a risk that maybe didn't work out so great. I can't just tell you it was the right thing to do, not after what I just said to Volt, but I get it. Yeah. And I feel like you lost out of that a lot more than any of the rest of us did. We'll get that necklace back.
I mean, it's fine,
It's not.
It's not going to be usable for a while.
But
anyway.
It's still yours and a gift from your mother. Like, that's not a small thing.
Don't know. I don't miss it as much as I thought I would. I mean, I still do want it back, but it's just a trinket. So, but in all seriousness, what are you going to do? Because you can keep training with Jill And I'm not saying that it's not working. I'm just saying
Cut
I'm
to him just-
concerned we're going to run into a problem before you're ready.
I've had that same thought many times already with this training. Like, it's just more and more apparent. Before I was guided by some force that led me to strike right, led me to defend myself in ways that I don't fully understand how to do now. And I mean, evidently I don't even really have much in the way of armor, just this, he just kind of like uncomfortably shifts the breastplate around a little bit thing.
Does have pockets.
Which, don't get me wrong, I appreciate, it's awesome, but
Just saying.
God, it fucking sucks.
It doesn't look very comfortable.
No, but like, watch this though. He puts his hands in his pockets and just kind of like settles down a little bit and just stays upright. I can just do this. There's no muscle activation here. I'm just sitting and I don't have to work at it at all. It's gonna start cutting off blood flow to my legs soon, but for right now, it's great.
I mean,
back up.
I know that obviously Veyron's a bad idea to consider, but have you considered, I don't know, I know you've had sort of a rocky past with gods and things like that. It sort of seems like the things that you have made a pact with or oath with or whatever it's called has sort of ended up letting you down. But I don't fully understand the way that Asimars work. But there is still celestial blood in you, right?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Gone.
No,
But
that's still very much so there.
So there's something divine about just you as a person and who you are.
There's something divine about all of us. I mean, look around.
Well,
we're fucking awesome.
but in a literal sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the literal sense too.
Can you?
And I think I kind of see what you're aiming at here.
Can you connect to that?
Yes, but I won't.
Why?
Every god I've worked under to this point has let me down in a big way. Every god my friends have worked with to this point has let them down in a big way. You never got to meet him, but I had this old Dragonborn friend. He was kind of like me. He had some sort of link to the gods that let him smite things, that let him cast certain spells, but we were just... After a fight, he practically exploded. Like, genuinely just gone, got no idea what happened to him. There was nothing left except, like, we had the stupid fucking rock, right? Called it the Friendship Rock.
I've heard about the Friendship Rock.
It was very important. It's still very important. I have some of it. It's great.
Yeah,
but that was all that was left.
That was one of the first things that I identified for everybody.
Yeah, I think you said it had like something, but it was missing. Or either way.
Yeah.
It's an issue. That was the fault of another god, so far as we can tell. This Lolth is a piece of trash. Tears too uncompromising. I can't rely on something I can't trust. And I can't trust anything above us in that manner to actually have our best interests at heart. Not anymore. So whatever I do,
Moon.
it's not going to be hilarious. Whatever I do, it's not going to be related to any of that.
Well, but that's the thing. It's not... I mean, it may be descended from them in a way, but it's not their blood, it's yours. It doesn't belong to a god, it belongs to you.
Yeah.
You could... I don't know if... Can you make an oath to yourself to just keep being... you?
Sounds strange, but maybe. That's something to kind of think on. The only issue is like focusing it through my blood. Like that was how Tyr connected with me initially. He had this whole like Deva messenger thing going on. It was bizarre, man. Like before I had a god living on my face, I had a god living in my mind, and it was just not great. So fuck all that.
You're sort of a god magnet, aren't you?
I am realizing that more and more now as we're talking. It's strange, and I really, when it comes down to it, I really think it's just because they're kind of dying out everywhere else, which is weird. I grew up in a place where their influence is all around. You come out here and like people don't even believe in that shit at all. Like methods of resurrection that I've personally witnessed, like divine power, it just doesn't work for a lot of people.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe we're reaching a point where, for whatever reason, the gods aren't going to be a part of lives anymore. And I don't think, as you pointed out, and how meddlesome they are, that is necessarily a bad thing. But I do think that people still need something to believe in. And honestly, I think that you are a good thing to believe in. And I think you could believe in yourself, and I think that there's power in that. If you wanted to try to find a way to connect to it. But, you know, that's your choice.
I think it's a good point. I just don't think it's ultimately going to have anything to do with my divine blood. I can... Well, I'll think on it. That's... You haven't steered me wrong yet.
Well, that's... I feel like that's not right. I feel like I've steered you wrong somewhere before. I just can't think of...
I can't think of any examples, therefore it didn't happen.
I mean, again, I'd like to point out that I led you to your death, so...
You did not lead me to my death. Actually, Veyron was kind of piloting me at that time.
Wait,
like, I want to pretend I was very much so, like, in my right mind going... I would have done it either way, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of the past week or so is just not there. At all.
Okay, so what all do you remember?
Well, we fucked up that guy in the caverns. We started leaving the caverns. I'm told there was a bomb. I don't remember any of that.
You don't remember the bomb?
I don't remember the bomb.
Do you remember what happened between killing the guy and the bomb?
No. What?
Maybe it was before killing the guy.
Wait,
do you remember when we tried to get your mask off?
That part I remember. That
okay.
I do remember. We're good on that part. I remember that part good.
Okay.
But after that, that's when we met the mage who we fucked up, which is what I was thinking of. Like, we definitely... I was conscious for beating down Tiefling, but... Mage Boy, not so much. Anyway, other than that, I remember waking up very briefly in, like... back at the surgery train... And then I was out for a while again, and then some seedy bar with a bunch of like robot fights going down, and that happened. I was out again for a little while, and then waking up in the caverns inside that tower.
I don't think that I knew that gods could control people like that. Are you sure that Veyron's a god?
Pretty sure. At least the shit that Styx found on him confirmed that.
He's a god of deceit.
Sure.
Right? Isn't that his thing?
I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't care too much for all that. I was just like, source of power. Yeah, great. I'm learning that that's not necessarily always a good thing, though.
Maybe not always. I mean, do you... Hold on. Okay. Never mind.
Never mind? Okay.
Never mind. I'm still...
No, you stop that.
You're not.
Right.
Well...
Go ahead.
I don't know. Just, you'll figure it out.
No, well,
Somehow.
kind of thought about wandering off on my own for a little while. I tried to figure this shit out myself, somewhere I wouldn't potentially be a liability here, but I don't think that's going to be a good idea.
No, you can't go off by yourself as
I
someone
know,
who
it would
just
be
went
so
off.
hypocritical.
As someone who just went off by themselves, you can't do that, especially whenever, no offense, you don't have any powers.
A little offended, still strong, but I get what you mean.
I'm not saying that you're not wonderful, because you are. I mean, did I ever tell you my first impression of you?
No, what?
At that point, you still had the removable mask.
Yeah, it was kind of beaten down on something in the woods around that crash site.
Yeah, but I saw someone wearing a mask doing good things and fighting evil. So obviously, me being me and having read stories, I was like, he's a superhero.
That's incredibly flattering, and the second person has told me that in as many days.
But the thing is, in all the things that have changed in my being in the world and the things that my perception has changed on, and that never has. I mean, you've always been a hero, and you still are.
Just gotta... Yeah, just gotta figure some shit out. Get back up to where I was. Thanks.
Yeah. But you can't run off and leave.
No, like I said, I thought about it, then decided to be a bad idea and also hypocritical as shit. I'm not gonna leave.
Okay, good.
In fact, I've decided that I will never leave. You are my family. You were super important to me. I'm not going anywhere.
Well,
and wherever we end up going with
not
the...
say anything.
Wherever you want to end up going, I know shit's weird with your family, but I think it's important that you maintain the bonds of the family you want. Like, if you want to go after your mom, or just go back and get that necklace, or even find your dad and tell him he's a dumbass again, I'm with you.
Wow, I'm right here. Thanks for that. Wait, I'm not here. I'm sorry. Continue.
Ilona's not going to say anything. She's just going to sit against the wall that he's leaning against and then just kind of lay her head over on his shoulder.
Head down on hers too. Misha getting jealous.
Awesome.
That's about all I got in mind.
Cool. With that, are you on the day 4 evening here? I'm assuming that for the rest of this trip, Styx will probably be putting the fortress up. That makes the most sense in terms of safety and stability. First watch for Ilona and Frey finishes. Do you want to wake anyone up for round 2, or go to sleep yourselves, or what? Percy Volt, was that volunteered? Looks like that was volunteered.
Sure, Percy Volt works well enough for me.
I'll go wake up Percy.
The Tinker Twins.
I'll go get Volt.
Fantastic.
I just look kind of slightly more forcefully than usual, just kind of kick him awake a little bit. Not enough to hurt him, but just yeah.
Oh, my leg.
Told you to wake me up yesterday. Why didn't you?
You've gotten so strong.
All right. I know that's fucking misdirection. You stop that. I am strong. I always was. It never changed. Anyway, why didn't you wake me up?
Oh, you need to sleep.
I mean,
you're drooling
yeah,
and everything.
Also,
so no, it's okay. Bubbles and the mech watched, and then Sticks and I stepped on the ceiling, so it was fine. On the roof? What is that thing called? Yeah, the roof. Balcony? It has air.
Ceiling
all around
inside,
it.
roof outside.
It's a building that came from
the
nothing.
battlements. It'd be the battlements.
Yeah, that thing.
Ramparts.
I don't know
Ramparts,
which thing is this, because the walls can be different every time we wake it. He throws down the house, it could be anywhere.
It's really fucking cool. You should really talk to Ilona about that. I bet she'd find that super interesting.
Got it. Understand. Yep.
Anyway, I'm gonna go conk out though.
You go ahead.
You have a good watch.
Cool. Anything Volt and Percy would like to do on their
So you have
thing.
those boomsticks that you use all the time. Yesterday,
Firearms.
yes, I was digging through my bag to find my fridge for the berries, and I found a gun. And I pull out the gun. It was in here. I don't know where it came from. I'm gonna keep it though. It has no
do I
ammo.
recognize it?
Where's this gun from?
I have no. It's just
Oh, wonderful! Even better. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was from one of the guards on my island. And I took and dipped.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, Volt. Jesus. Okay. So this gun is
Best God.
basically the equivalent of like a 6-shooter, like a 6-shooter Magnum kind of gun, like Dirty Harry style thing that he
Large revolver, got it.
much like when he wielded his longsword in front of Styx. It's way too big and heavy for this 15-year-old to be wielding around. As he like whips out this gun, I found this gun. It's like almost as big as his freaking like upper forearm area. He should not be whipping this thing around. I have this.
Until I make sure you know about
I've heard this
safety.
Yesterday from Styx.
About
I feel
firearms.
the theme. Okay, so you teach me. Just don't go as fast as he did. I'll take out my notebook. And I'll sit and squat. I'll fold a page and put guns in front of the book of swords.
So I'm going to go over like all the pieces of the gun, the proper safety and handling, how to clean it.
That's fun.
How to shoot it properly will be another day because
how do I make this bigger and put it in my robot suit?
Well, ideally, you make a whole new one. We can definitely do that. We need more supplies, though, because
that is my problem now. I need things. I'm going a little.
I'm going to pull out my
crazy.
notebook, and I'm going to like make a sketch of the gun, and then at the bottom of the page, do a bigger one, and like show all the math of making it to scale and how we have to adjust it.
I would like for both of you to roll Tinker's checks.
Okay.
Volt following along.
Yes.
Percy taking in part and showing.
I got a natural 20
Beautiful.
for a 28.
Tinker twins.
Tinker. Where's my tinker?
Activate hormone.
I have a gun. I'm gonna put that in my notes.
Yeah, this is the first time we've had so long for me to
21.
dig through my backpack.
Everyone's digging through backpacks. You're finding infant fortresses and magnums and shit. Okay. 21, you said?
21.
Nat 20. For a total of what on the Nat 20?
28.
And 21. This is for Volt. This is for Percy. This is for...
It's a good thing we have crazy high passives because we are so in depth in the calculations at this point.
Yeah, that if something was to happen, you would probably be able to see it.
I think both of us were both at 21.
Yeah, so if anything happens, we're just like, what?
This is gun safety and maintenance 101.
Yeah, shooting will be later.
Well, shooting would be like my spells, right? I'm just like, if I point it, it's whatever I point at dies. So you don't point at stuff you don't want to die.
Exactly, but how to fire with accuracy?
Oh, that's not a thing with lightning. You just hope it goes the right direction.
Well, it's a thing with firearms.
Okay. Cool. Wait, maybe then I could use it with my lightning.
Perhaps.
That sounds like fun.
And I flip over to a new page and start making sketches.
Well, because if you use it with a grenade, then I should be able to maybe shoot it too?
The trick is aiming it in a accurate manner, because guns, the bullet travels down the barrel. That's how it travels in a straight line. But lightning is much more unpredictable and can veer off course. So you'd have to... But perhaps if you fire a small special bullet first.
Like a tracer?
Sort of. And then it connects the lightning from the firearm to that. There might need to be some wire cables involved, but
That sounds like fun.
it
You guys
does.
making a shocker right now? Is that what's happening? A taser gun?
Giant
What is
taser.
happening?
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, Percy's already got plans for a diplomacy glove, so it's along the same lines, just ranged.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make my Hulk armor more Iron War Machine than
Iron
just
Man.
Hulk. Yeah.
Percy's
We-
not wrong in saying what she's saying in terms of any sort of experimental thought like you definitely need somewhere to do that.
So
Supplies,
we have to just
workshop, academy wise might be the best bet kind
yeah,
of thing.
so save your family, take a vacation, and go to the school. We can use the giant ball of lightning that Frey won't let me touch by myself anymore. And
For good reason.
I feel like he heard me.
We'll perk up. What did you say?
Yeah, because that thing, okay, so you weren't there for that. I went up the elevator, Frey chased me very angrily. I hugged the ball, and it
The dragon
recharged
hearts.
me? Yes. It recharged me.
We do still have that with us, right? We put it in.
No.
I
I
think,
think we left it at the
shrunk
school.
it. I thought we shrunk it and put it in the closet or something.
I think the professor's still studying it.
Oh, okay.
And then I made it unbright.
Unless I made a lot of notes about the professor studying this for no reason and you have it, yes, the professor has it.
Okay. I could not remember what we did with that, honestly.
No worries.
We left that behind.
Mhm.
I want to make sure that it doesn't drain it no matter what we do, because I do want to make a new dragon and put it in the dragon.
Oh shit.
Why
You're
waste a
from
battery?
God.
Well, at that point, then wouldn't we just make Misfit bigger?
Sort of. Make a big sibling for him?
Or make Misfit a suit that makes him bigger? Because I know he wants to fly. He really misses it. And
We can probably make him a harness. So that probably wouldn't be too hard. Ideally, this dragon would be autonomous like what we fought. Just
I wasn't there.
what
I'm very
the
upset that I
rest
wasn't
of
there.
us.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I was
That-
really upset I wasn't there because
that-
I definitely would have wanted it.
Mhm.
I was there for the
You would not have
explosions and
been
stuff
alone in
afterwards.
that. I believe half of us wanted it. I actually wanted to figure out a way to disable it. But
You do recall that you did study the parts of it that weren't totally destroyed by a giant, I believe, ape.
I got a few
dinosaur
pages
thing,
in my sketchbook.
destroying it from the inside. But yeah, there's some
I
things.
think it was
to
a
work
Bronto.
with. I was gonna say it wasn't an ape. It was like a brontosaurus or something. Right?
No, I thought it was an ape.
Was it? It was
I
it
think
was
it was a
something huge.
giant-
It was
ape.
something big.
Yeah.
I think it was a giant gorilla
Yeah, I
because
think
that's
you
a
got
size
eaten.
huge.
Yeah, it was.
You got eaten.
Well,
and you're like,
if it was Brontosaurus, it was gargantuan. I think I was
I
trying to
don't
go
think we had
something
done dinos
dramatic.
yet.
True.
It's definitely a giant ape.
Good times, guys.
I do like apes, so yeah, that would make sense.
So, ideally, that will be a project with the heart, but perhaps we can harness some of the technology and replicate it.
Yeah, because if it's able to charge me, that means I'll be able to charge it back.
Theoretically, but have you tried to charge something before?
Yes, I'm the one that runs the coffee machine.
But that's
I just
feeding
plug it in
power
my ear.
into it.
Oh yeah, well, to start the warg, I had to give it a jump and boost the battery to have some storage in it in the first place.
Is that the largest thing you've charged?
That's the largest thing I've crafted myself to charge.
My worry is the dragon heart is so large it might drain you to the point of injury, or
Ah, it's
A
science.
coma.
I'm used to getting injured when I study stuff.
if you end up in a coma, we can't really help you.
We'll figure it
So-
out. You guys are smart.
Let's work our way up to the dragon heart.
That's fair.
Test the limits first.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I like studying. I miss working on stuff. We're always moving. Or fighting something. Or
Well,
blowing up stuff.
eventually-
Which the blowing up stuff is fun. I'm okay with that one.
Eventually, I want a mobile fortress airship with a
Ooh,
large workshop, like half the ship.
I
is
do
a
like
workshop.
airships.
Only problem is Jill hates them.
So we just make Geo something that's not on the airship. We give him a panic room.
I still wait for the day that you guys Mr. T Geo would have
Yeah.
to knock him out to get him to fly. That's
We-
the old
we
school
might
A-Team
have
reference.
to-
I don't know if everyone got that,
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
We might have to drug him in order to get him.
I know a guy. So
You did rather handedly knock out both my sister
Well-
and her fiance, so
yeah, it's my business partner, which I do have to check on him when we get back. I have to introduce you guys to Charlie too. His store, our store now, is on top of a Bronto named Charlie, who I think still has one of our hats of disguises because I wanted him to feel better.
he does. It's on top of the Brontosaurus, man.
Yeah, so we told him to hide, and he was worried he wasn't going to be able to hide, so I gave him the hat that would let him hide. Like,
you.
yeah.
How do you know a Brontosaurus was afraid he wouldn't be able to hide?
You can see it in his eyes. You don't like talk. Okay, I was alone for a lot of my life. You talk to. You figured, yeah, it's life.
And being
So
that we're in a
it's
steampunk campaign, all the hats of disguise are like bowler hats and top hats, so it's a little,
Mhm.
it's a little top hat on top of a Brontosaurus.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
I'll be able to actually hear him now because like I have the thing that we could all talk to each other in our heads now. But you just see it.
Well, it is rather efficient to have a shop on a Brontosaurus.
He's really cool. I was really worried during the war. The battle? It was a war. There was a lot of death.
Battle was multiple battles over a long period of time.
I feel like all we've done are battles. So would that mean we're in a war?
Yes, but they're not exactly connected yet. Yet, I say.
So pre-war?
Looking back, we could probably designate this as a war, but for now, battles.
Okay.
A lot of history is looking back instead of deciding in the moment. Does the gun have a safety, by the way?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
I know there's no ammo. I just have the gun.
Nat 18, fantastic. Investigation 26.
26. Yeah, so no safety, which is probably not great, but considering there is no ammo, it is just a vessel, it's just a gun. Looking it over, you would also recognize that compared to some of the armaments that you and the musketeers have and everything, that this even, and you would have recognized it too a little bit when you're taking it apart and putting it together with Volt before, that it has a crude kind of manufacturing to it. Not necessarily know what the person was going for, and well, you rolled a 22. I'll give you a little bit. You get the idea that whoever made this was trying to go for speed in terms of the. You notice how the hammer mechanism, and the contraption connected to the hammer has this kind of like almost like a quick release spring mechanic to it. So it's made in a way to rapid fire, if you will. Like, you know that when it comes to, gun battles, a split second can be the difference between life and death. So this gun is made to hold nothing back in terms of speed. It's a little off-putting too because of how heavy the gun is, but when you look at the chambers that this bullet might hold, it's this interesting size difference between the bullets that you use for your gun and some of the shotgun shells that you have, and like the explodey bombs that Frey has on his on his hammer. So it's there's this certain bullet size that fits these guns too. It's very interesting, actually, now that you look at it. Crude in its configuration, but seems like it works.
I'm going to reiterate.
Quick power shots is kind of what you get from it, I guess.
I'm going to reiterate the don't put anything into the revolver that is not a bullet.
Probably good idea.
Don't put bullets that aren't made for it in there. Don't point at anybody even when it's empty.
Got it.
And we'll find some sort of ammunition for it, or make some. Or you know what? You can practice with one of my pistols.
Can I have the one that shot me? Can I practice with that one? I feel like we're bonded a little bit.
Which one shot you? I can't remember.
I don't either.
Did I actually shoot you at one time? Okay. It was probably Legacy. I usually use that one.
Everyone who has been shot at by Percy or shot at one of her compatriots, raise their hand. I think that's everyone.
Not everyone.
I don't think Jill has ever been shot at.
I don't think Jill. I've actually no. I went to shoot at Jill, but heat metal was put on the gun because he was going after. I think it was Dragonheart.
Yeah.
Six, I've never even pointed my gun at. I don't think.
No.
It's probably the only person you shouldn't point your gun.
Yeah.
Fair.
Out of all the group, should have shot me by now, but haven't.
To be fair, he's a slippery little bugger. Never really seems to be around, you know?
He's also on fire, so like your gun's gonna pop before it.
Turns out that the gun's gonna be heat metal just by being in his proximity.
Is there anything else you guys would like to conversate about on your watch?
I'll give you one of my berry bars. I made this in an oven that I made. I'm not sure how it happens. It just happens now.
You made an oven and you don't know how.
It's kind of like, you know, when you're like really craving for like that tool and you can never find it, and then like you just like think really hard and hope you find it, and then you open your eyes and it's there.
No, I always know where my tools are. That's how I keep them.
You are lucky. Most of my tools were rocks until I stole some hammers. I mean, borrowed some hammers. I still have those hammers.
Are you retroactively RPing how artificers just magically make shit? Is that what you're doing right now? Okay, all right.
He doesn't know how he's doing it.
All right, cool. Fantastic. That's even better.
Roll right tool for the job.
No, my brother liked to say I was OCD.
While you guys are on your second watch for the evening, having these conversations about all things Tinker Twins.
Oh goodness, where to begin? Growing up in a bunker alone with only her father and her mechanical dragon Misfit, Ilona Lewin often felt isolated and alone for the first 24 years of her existence. Forbidden from venturing into the apocalyptic wasteland she was told lay beyond the bunker door, she often dreamed of having her own adventures. After her father left one day and never returned, she had no choice but to leave home and was enthused to discover the world that she thought had been destroyed was so alive. There was so much beauty, so much wonder, so many new friends to meet, and Ilona wasn't going to waste any time. She set off with nothing but her father's coat and her mechanical best friend to find answers to so many of the questions she had. Did bees really have knees? What did the ocean look like? I wonder if there are actually fish larger than dragons, like I've read about. There were so many adventures to be had. So why had her father locked her away and kept her from knowing such a wonderful and magnificent place filled with so many great people? Ilona made friends with anyone she had even half a conversation with, but soon found herself closely bonded with a group of adventurers training to be part of the Glory Hounds, a marvelous guild that she had already accidentally sort of stumbled into, but she is officially a member. Probably. Choosing to stay with these gearhearts, Ilona soon began to learn that this world was not as perfect as she first thought it to be. So many friends in this world would lie and hurt people. There was a darkness to the world that even she couldn't avoid seeing. But never fear, This girl was raised on fairy tales, stories where monsters were always slain, good always triumphs over evil, and the heroes always stand victorious. It's going to take a lot more than evil plots and devious villains to make Ilona, regret ever leaving that bunker.
Freylost Akra has always been a strong-minded sort, even from his early days among the orphans abandoned at the gates of Grimjaw's compound. He was hand-selected to undergo training to become an elite shock trooper under the God, Tyr, to maintain order throughout the known lands. He maintained this reputation during his training, holding a standing record for returning other platoons as lost flags, as well as a record for the most successful captures on training missions and the most, disciplinary paperwork for refusal of orders. He was an excellent shock trooper with a bit of a mind of his own, and may have risen high among those of lofty ideals were it not for that day. That fateful day, wherein he was ordered to take part in the summary execution of a small village of reformed criminals for not more than seeking a better life than the one levied upon them by the prisons they had slowly broken free of. You see, while the rest of his squad saw hardened criminals, Freylost saw people trying to make the most of what they had, far away from any who could come to harm for it. While the rest of his squad fell too, Freylost fell away, off into the wilds until he hit a point where he could run no more, drifting off into sleep. In his dreams, he was made an offer, a chance to understand why the world behaved the way it did, why it could be so brutal, so unforgiving, and more importantly, how he could change it. All he need do was step away from his home and squad, and continue seeking power under the guidance of this new force. He awoke with an unfamiliar mask, an unfamiliar guide, and an all too familiar need to take action.
Hello there. Name's Jill Ashwood-Tick. My friends call me Jill. I'm a lizard folk, as you can plainly see, and this here is my introduction. I was born in what most Soskins called the Savage Swamplands. I, however, called it home, till I was run out for hunting too much. Bunch of bull. They were just jealous I was better at hunting than them. Where was I? Oh yeah, left swamp. Yeah, I left the swamp. Eventually found myself in the company of some soft-skinned mercs. They needed some muscle. I obliged. Spent a long time with them. Grew fond of them. And then one day, they died. A rival company, the Red Buzzards, thought we were moving in on their turf. So, they killed all of them. Except me. Thought they could make a spectacle of me. So they sent me over to an arena to fight forever till I died. I wasn't happy with this. So, one day, during a really nasty riot, I snuck out and escaped. I got nicked on the way out though, so had to lay low for a few months while that healed. Eventually, when I was good and ready, I heard rumors of a new merc company opening up in Azeros, so I made my way there to hide myself among them, gather some strength and information so I can kill me some red buzzards. And that's how I met the Glory Hounds.
Oh hi, I was told to introduce myself. I'm Voltao, a 15-year-old storm chaser. My friends call me Volt. I got the nickname because I like storms. I know, shocking, right? Did I get that pun right? Is that okay? Is that good? Okay, good. Well, I'm from a small island named Akari in the Sea of Radiance. My home is known for elementals fighting off the coast every 10 years. I was on the beach for one of these fights, watching a giant snake made of clouds fighting a water elemental. After that, I was hooked. It made me want to become a storm chaser. So I headed to the mainland to see if I could find any other storms that aren't on my island. Some people tell me I get excited when I talk about storms, but what can I say? They're so cool. I really hope that I can find other people who like storms. Yeah, like crazy storms, like when the wind blows from a cold to a hot and makes a tornado that can destroy an entire village by just going through it. Wait, we're out of time? No, but it was just getting good.
Styx ain't had the easiest of lives, but what he has lived through has made him the goblin he is today. He was born and raised in this tiny village situated in the forest that surrounds the Shadowvale Mountains. Life was peaceful until the night the heroes came to visit and threw his life into darkness. Alone and afraid in a world he didn't understand, he sought shelter in the only place he could find, the ruins he had heard about as a child buried deep within the Shadowvale Mountain. Just one problem with that: the ruins weren't empty. The years passed filled with pain, fear and solitude until he was rescued by his now closest friend Kylar. This fateful day would change Styx's life forever. He was no longer alone in the world. He had friends, he had a family, he had a cause to fight for. Styx is now a blood hunter and a member of the Claret Order, those who fight against the darkness and the things that would use the darkness as a weapon. His training now complete, he has decided to travel and expand his knowledge of the world and the secrets it hides. Eventually, his travels led him to Lower Azaro and the Guild Hall of the Glory Hounds. Little did Styx know that this one act of accepting work would have such a big impact on his life. Styx now has some new comrades and new friends to explore the world with, and new ways to look at the world. He has found a talent for magic he didn't know about, and through this magic, his familiar, Acheron. The shadows of his past are once again looming behind Styx, but Styx knows he has friends to help him. He ain't alone anymore, and he ain't afraid anymore. He's still the same goblin he's always been, but one thing he knows for sure. It's true what they say, mate. What don't kill you can scar you for life. But the drink helps.
Persephone Sharonford Vanderoth Kearney de Renard III, fourth child of Viscount Zephyros de Renard, daughter of the House of Blades. At your service. But don't let my good breeding fool you. My family not only rules Theros with the other three houses, but we also control its military. As a child, instead of playing with dolls and learning how to arrange flowers, like my sisters, I studied combat and tactics with my brothers, and I was rather good at it. Then I discovered engineering and constructed my first firearm, Requiem. Life was going well, until I overheard my parents discussing an arranged marriage for me. Having already been thoroughly disillusioned about the bliss that is usually associated with marriage, I did the only thing I could. Claimed I was going for a long visit with Great Aunt Rosalind in Upper Azeros, took the longer route by land, and remained in Lower Azeros instead. I calculated it would be around 2 months before anyone showed up looking for me, by which time I would be long gone, a false name hiding my trail. Unfortunately, I miscalculated. Far too soon I heard that my eldest sister, Calypso, was in town looking for me. My miscalculation, father's choice and agent, and the sudden discovery that a band of thugs have been seeking to kidnap Calypso left me less than ecstatic. I had little choice but to reveal my identity to my new allies, and escort my sister back to the safety of our estate in Imbric, hopefully drawing out the brigands in the process. So far, things are going about as well as everything else lately.
Styx, as you're sleeping.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no!
We just got rid of one of these things, man.
The party doesn't know about the other one
I
yet.
just want a vacation.
I want to do a job we get paid for, guys.
Same.
We need money. Styx, as you're sleeping, these last couple days of pinned up frustration, anger, seemingly coming with no specific source, just overall around, just mad at different situations. The last couple nights have been kind of hard to sleep, and your friends have obviously noticed and tried to consult you, and Ilona had her conversation with you and trying to hug you in that one time, just running around. So there's just a lot of interesting emotions Styx has been going through these last couple of days, and on this fourth evening, as you go to sleep, it does take you actually a little bit too these last couple of nights to even find sleep. You feel yourself first, the temperature changes around you. The fortress, again, the last couple of evenings have had this kind of pleasant springtime atmosphere to it in the evening. The cool, again, crisp air around you. You feel it, the temperature increase in its coldness around you. And you find yourself walking in darkness with as you peer off into the darkness, some sort of distant light source ahead. And as you continue to walk to it, you now not only feel the temperature change, but now the audible sounds of your footsteps are recognizable. You have walked this tunnel before, multiple times, in fact. You spent some time in this cave. As you continue to walk in the darkness towards the light, you see off in the distance this light source gets increasing in its intensity and brightness, but the cold still surrounds you. And as you continue to walk, you can start to make out shapes and different rock formations. This cave is where you eventually found a long time ago when you originally ran away from your village and was able to crawl into this space, seemingly to either be rescued or this was your final resting place, if you recall.
Yeah.
And what's so odd is that you've spent so much time in this tunnel, you remembered, like, even the rock formations and the chill and the sound of your footsteps. But as you continue to walk and get closer and closer to the cave entrance, you never seem to get there. The tunnel just continues to expand on itself and expand on itself and expand on itself, never reaching the end. After a couple moments of walking, you instinctively turn around, and there's just darkness behind you. So you turn back to the front of the cave entrance, and now standing there is a figure just silhouetted from the bright light of the entrance. Maybe about 200 feet out. Just barely make out this silhouetted figure. What would you like to do?
Immediately crouch down and start heading towards it, but being as quiet as I can, using my memory of the terrain to avoid any stones or make any sound. Head towards it.
Make a stealth check.
+18 +5, so 23.
23. Again, using the terrain to your advantage, knowing every little nook and cranny of this tunnel expanse. You hide behind one rock formation, and then bolt to another, and bolt to another. And as you do, you continue to keep this figure in your line of sight. The figure never moves. But you do find that you are gaining ground. It's not this endless expanse anymore. You continue to 150 feet, 100 feet, maybe 50 feet out or so. You find one last purchase behind this formation, and you look now. Make a perception check.
Natural 1.
No. That's a 16 total.
16 total. The figure standing there, although still mostly silhouetted by the darkness, you take an extra second just to get one more glance, and as it stands there, you do see not another figure or person, but another formation. This kind of cylindrical, almost tentacle-like apparatus just come off to the side, and another one off to the side behind it. And glowing bluish gold eyes on both of these tentacle-like formations slithering back and forth behind the shoulders of this creature, just stand there looking at you. The only color that you see on this figure are these two sets of glowing blue and yellow eyes looking at you.
Slowly draw my sword out.
Okay.
Just watch for the movement. See if it's actually spotted me or if it's just looking around.
The only thing moving from this figure bless you.
Okay.
Bless you.
One of the things sneezes.
Sorry.
Doesn't sneeze, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Is that poop? All right. My bad. Ruining a scene. My bad.
It's fine. It's blocking the entrance. Oh, I want to get away.
It's the cave entrance is relatively big. I mean, it's probably all of a 15-20 foot roundabout opening. This figure does stand decently tall in it, though. Probably all of like 7-8 feet tall from this distance.
I don't want to be in this.
Stand there.
Don't want to be in this cave. I'm gonna fire 2 Eldritch Blasts into the opposite cave wall to distract it as I try and run past it.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and roll. You want to sneak past it? Go ahead and roll a stealth check with advantage, since you're trying to distract it.
Same again, 23.
23. As you stand behind this rock formation, just kind of take in the silhouette for a moment. You shoot off 2 Eldritch Blasts off to the side. In that same moment, you bolt out the other direction off to the right. As the 2 Eldritch Blasts hit the cave wall, you hear the familiar crumbling of rock and boulder as it smashes into the side. The figure doesn't necessarily move, but the 2 snake heads do look over towards that direction. As you bolt past this thing off to the side, and you jump like out the cave entrance and into the light. Okay. As you run past this figure into the light, everything turns white. So at once you were surrounded by nothing but darkness, you are now surrounded by this white light. And even as you look down towards where your hand should be or could be or would be, there's nothing. You just see white all around you. This blinding intensity. And you instinctively close your eyes from it. And when you start to blink back open your eyes again, you see standing before you a familiar temple. Not one of your Claret. Oh gosh.
Oh, fuck.
We lost somebody.
I pressed the wrong button.
Not the familiar sights of the Claret Order compound. This temple is one that you've tried to suppress for so long And seemingly now with this resurgent anger and frustration, the connection to your once forgotten deity of Sagoth, you stand before his temple in the Hells, engulfed in these blue and golden flames just arcing and encompassing this whole fortress. And again, you see the black silhouetted figure in the doorway. And he starts to approach you. And as he starts to walk towards you, now the silhouetted form is no longer blinding. It's apparent and detailed. The darkened black armor spiked up in the shoulder columns. The large serpentine-like creature slithering down with its gold blue eyes towards you. The fangs erupting, elongated out of his mouth. The scaled, kind of grayish blue expenditure to his skin tone is just, and his shortened, kind of black, salt and peppered, kind of almost like buzz-cutted hair with some spikage to the top. He just starts to approach you, and as he does, his footsteps actually, there's a slight kick of dust that comes up around it, and in that dust, there's a blue flame. So, you still think you can just take from me with no repercussions, my little green friend?
Well, you took from me. It's only fair.
I feel your rage and anger build up inside you like a billowing flame. It calls back to your true master. You severed our bond once before, but I feel you calling yourself back home. Mighty Styx. The two serpent heads on the side echo your name.
This was never my home. You took me away. Did things.
As you look at the snakeheads, you hear in your mind, they don't speak with their mouths, but they look at you. We saved the Styx. We saved you, Styx.
I should have died that night with my family. I'd be better off dead at times.
Such a waste of talent. So much blood you have shed in my name. You should come home. It's where you belong. You know this to be true.
It might have been true then, but it's not now. I don't belong here now.
You hear this low guttural groan just come out from his his upper torso and throat area. We've warned you once before to come back, or the repercussions would be dire. So silly. Sticks in your mind just from the snakes again.
Oh, I'll come back here, don't worry. I'll come back. Well, there's one of two ways I'll come back. Either I die, or I'm coming back to kill you. After what you did to me.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
That's a 12 total.
You see this large, toothy grin just curl over Sagoth's mouth. You're not the Styx you once were. We have nothing to fear from you, but you have everything to fear from my revenge.
As he says revenge, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast on each of the snakes and charge at him with my sword.
Love it. Go ahead and roll it back, man. Just attacking Sagoth.
Yep.
All right. Freaking love it.
Good idea.
So that's a 21 and a 26 on each of the Eldritch Blasts.
Okay. All right, cool. And you're just running, charging towards Sagoth?
Yeah, igniting the sword and charging at Sagoth.
Fucking love it. All right, cool.
No
That's
fear.
fucking awesome. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. So, as he says revenge, your eyes blaze over into that same bluish inferno hue. You shoot these two Eldritch blasts right into the two snakes' heads. And as you do, you charge. And as you come down to swing at him, go ahead and roll an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. You're pretty good at these.
I have a +9. For a grand total of 23.
23. As you go in for the swing, Sagoth, with a 25 grapple check, just grabs you by the neck and just holds you aloft in the air. You are now 8 to 9 feet up in the air, just feet dangling in the sky. He looks at you, holding onto your neck as you start to just grab on. The two snakeheads snap back from you hitting them, kind of woozy a little bit from those 23s and 24s you just did. And you hear first from them, that was not smart. No, it's not smart to strike the master. Just in your mind. And as he holds you up aloft, he says, don't worry. We'll meet again very, very soon. And just starts to squeeze your neck. And it's interesting. You feel this constriction almost in like this full clawed form of a hand, and you feel the different fingers just start to pulse into your neck, but almost at the same time you feel the fingers coalesce into one full
Snake
apparatus. Yeah, as you look down, his hand is now transformed into a giant constrictor snake like appendage wrapped around your neck, and as you stand there struggling to breathe is where you will wake up. Geo.
Ah, fuck. I was going to say, hey, at least I'm not going to have any fucking bad dreams.
And then...
Fucking god damn it. All right.
Geo. As you find sleep this evening, you find yourself first more the auditory senses kick in as you hear the clanging of sword against shield. You hear the screaming and hollering of a multitude of different people. You can't necessarily make out any necessarily words, but you definitely hear the roar and familiar sounds of a crowd.
Ah.
And as your eyes start to adjust to the space that you're in, you find this tightly enclosed metal and wooden cage. You look down and everything is covered in dirt, mud, blood, excrements. basically a toilet cage that you're sitting in, and you instantly recognize that you are back in the blood pits. You're back caged like the animal that your captors originally found you as, in this terrible gladiatory pit environment. And this darkened figure, no necessarily any facial expressions, but you recognize as one of the blood pit guards comes over, and another one follows up behind him as they grab onto the chains that are linked to your cuffs. And they grab on and pull, and you feel yourself arc forward as they open the cage and start to drag you out into the gladiator pits. And as you are pulled out and relinquished from your chains, you look around as the sound of the crowd goes louder and louder, and you blinkingly look up as the day sun, your eyes are trying to adjust and react. You look around, and again, no necessarily any particular faces that come into clear view, but just the scattering of this multitude of people. And as you walk into the pit, across the arena from you, you see I'll make a perception check. I'll tell you what you see. You blinkingly stare across the way.
That's actually a good roll of 24.
24. You see across the way make sure I get this right. A 24. You see across the way a familiar creature, actually, as you start to walk into the pit. It's Dargan. Your one-time ally and captain and leader of the Dargan shits that you were a part of. And he looks across the way at you, and you see his mouth move, but there's no sound that comes out, just mouth movement. And he raises his weapon and points it across over towards you, this long, somewhat scimitarish looking like long sword, and just points it over in your direction. And with that 24, you don't really need an insight check to look that he looks disgruntled and pissed.
Oh.
As he stares over in your direction.
Did they give me a weapon?
You look down and you have nothing. You were just unshackled from chains, that's it.
Well, if he looks hostile, I mean, I missed the guy, but if we're gonna fight, we're gonna fight.
Okay.
That's the mentality.
What would you like to do? You're approximately like 40 feet or so across the way, in the pits from him.
Like, this is a dream. I don't think anything really makes sense in a dream. And if I'm at the arena, I would remember that there's no out of this. It's just fight and see if you can survive.
What do you want to do? He's 40 feet away, just...
I'll start walking towards him warily.
Okay. If you are towards him, he will start to approach you as well.
Alright.
Matching and mirroring the speed of which you approach. So if you walk, he walks. If you run, he runs.
All right, I'll keep walking towards them.
Okay. Still walking towards you.
Mm-hmm. Any rocks on the ground?
Make a perception check.
19.
Yeah, you remember the blood pits that there's rocks here and there. Yeah, you can pick one up if you like. Decent size, like softball size boulder.
Yeah, I'll pick up a rock.
Okay.
Just keep walking towards him.
And he keeps walking towards you too.
Can I get at all of what he's saying that I can't hear?
Sure. Make an insight check to see if you can read his lips.
Oh, that's actually good. God damn it. Alright, could have used that, like, on that one fight. Where's my insight? Ah. 19.
You don't get necessarily all the words, but you get the gist of, like, how could you? Where were you? We needed you. You continue to approach.
Yeah.
Okay. As you get within, kind of melee or attack range of each other, you'll see Dargan actually takes up that scimitar and comes down to strike towards you. Do you do anything?
No.
As he swings, the apparition of Dargan vanishes in front of you, and you look around. And as you look around behind you, you see another familiar shape in person. It's Pete. Pete Wick. One of your old Dargan shit friend and compadres and allies.
Great name. Anyway.
He's staring at you and he has this whip in his hand. Whoosh, whoosh. It's interesting though, when he cracks the whip back and forth, again you see his mouth moving, but the whip actually doesn't make any sound at all. Probably about 20 feet behind you.
I'll turn around. Is he doing the same thing? Same mouth movements?
Making the same mouth movements. Do you want to try to read those lips again?
Yeah.
Insight check.
16.
Again, not necessarily too much, but you, based upon the last reading that you did, probably some very similar verbiage. Not necessarily getting a lot of distinct words, but...
I'm trying to remember. I did fight with them, didn't I? When we lost?
Mm-hmm.
So what they're saying makes no sense to me. So I'm just going to keep walking forward.
Cool. As you walk forward, he matches your gait.
And then I'll throw a rock and then charge at him just to tackle him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll attack with your rock. An attack throw. A ranged throw.
I assume without proficiency, because I am not a rock
I don't know
thrower.
if you're proficient in rock throwing. I don't know.
This will be with strength, so 16?
16. As you throw this rock towards Pete, once it strikes towards his chest, that apparition vanishes as well. How was that roll?
That was a purse.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
All right, I look around again. Any more people saying I wasn't there when I in fact was there?
Mm-hmm. Yep. When you turn around once more, you see a familiar. Where'd she go? There it is. You see Isabella.
Isabella.
The half-orc. Your friend. Isabella Butch. The butcher. With her familiar meat cleaver of a battle axe that she wields ferociously in the field of combat. Her half-orc and tusks coming up to the side. mouthing something very similar. She doesn't even hesitate or wait for your own movement. She just starts to charge at you.
I match it.
Okay. And as you two are about to collide in the middle of the blood pits, again, the only real auditory sound that you hear is the crowd roaring around you. And as the two of you meet towards the middle, and you go to swing with your fist or try to make any sort of contact,
Gone.
just pass through.
Mm.
You're just left alone, standing in the middle of the pits. Now make another perception check.
I think it's a +5, so. Yep, 20.
20. As you've whiffed through these last three apparitions, you take a moment to look around the crowd. Again, just the auditory sound of distant cheers but as you take a look around down below you, you actually see now numerous bodies.
Mm.
Some dwarven, some human, some Goliath, some all different sorts of races, face down in the dirt, bloodied, gorged, gashed. You look down at your hands and they're covered in mud and dirt and blood. You kind of wipe your mouth and you feel the blood just trickling out of your own mouth. And as you look around, you just see nothing but dead carnage of other gladiators just desecrated around you. Remembering back to this almost primal, savage character that you had become your time serving in the blood pits. And as you, with that 20, as you look around once more, not only do you see just all these different bodies sprawled and muddied and blood around you and dirt, you kind of glance off to the side and you can see Ilona, Styx, Frey, Volt, Percy. The only faces you can make out in the crowd watching you in this primal crocagator form.
Mm.
You just look down at your hands once more. And that's where you wake up.
Mm.
Ilona.
No! No!
As you sleep,
What's that? No.
you, as you can hear, have the soft,
Oh wait, I can't hear.
the soft, gentle. Oh, maybe you can't hear. Should I turn it up?
Well, no, that's me. I don't know if
I
I.
should turn it up. I got a head nod. Your first. Is that good? Thank you. Thank you. Audio guy. You first hear the sound of rain. And it's not cold. It's actually, as the rain begins to trickle and dot your skin, it's warm. And
Am I peeing myself?
you're peeing yourself on Misfit.
Sorry, God.
It's super gross. Misfit wakes you up like, roar, what the fuck?
I'm sorry.
Why did you pee on me? No.
I'm sorry. I'm stressed. Continue.
You feel the warm, gentle summer rain on your skin. And as you kind of flutter your eyes open in this space, you are walking through the woods. And again, the rain isn't hard pressed on you. You just feel the trickle that just kind of makes its way through the canopy every here and again. And up ahead of you, you can see that the forest opens up. And as you continue to walk through, you recognize a familiar grove. And as you step out into the grove, the rain continues around, but no rain is falling in this circular grove environment that you step into. And as you walk through the rain forest, not intended that way, but as you walk through the forest that has rain in it, and you step into this grove, again, it's really odd is that your clothes aren't waterlogged, or you actually just feel this overall warm sensation around you. And as you pass through into this grove, you see a figure on the other side. As you step into the grove, approaching you at the same time as you approach into the grove on the opposite side, you see a familiar woman silhouette off to the side.
It's my mama.
And as you step through and she steps through as well, Alona!
I just immediately like tag her with a hug.
She runs towards you as well. Oh, my child, there you are. Oh, it's been so long. Hello, how are you? Yes. And she just kind of like, as you guys hug in the middle and kind of just drop to your knees instinctively and continue to hug, she's just overjoyed to see you. Hello, let me look at you. What are you wearing? What are these rain socks? What are these rain socks?
I'm not letting go. I'm still just like squishing my face into her.
Okay, yes. Okay. Well, we don't have much time, but how? Oh my goodness, how are you?
I'm alive.
Well, that's good. I was a little worried when I was cast into this dream, but
wait, you're not. You're not. I thought you did this.
No, I have no real magics of my own, especially anything this powerful to connect people in dreams. This is nothing of my doing.
Can I just like look around? Do I see anyone else or signs of who could be doing this?
What would you like to look for?
I want to see if I can figure out who the heck is casting this spell.
Oh, okay. Make a perception check and see if you see anyone.
Natural 1.
What the fuck am I?
What?
As you look around, you're like, wait. Okay, trees. Got it.
Who would... Do you know who would do this?
Well, technically speaking, it's not necessarily a person actually connecting us. It's a tree. It's... Is that weird? Should I... No, okay, no, it's weird. It's the spirit tree of our home. You look confused.
Right, so I don't know if you left instructions for Papa to sort of fill me in on where you grew up and things like that, but he did not.
It's not safe for you to come, but I desperately wish you could. There's so many wonderful things I could show you. The spirit tree and...
What if I came and I just didn't tell anybody that I was your daughter?
Well, that could be quite difficult.
Do you have to fill out the questionnaire upon entry or something?
Well, no, it's just that... So what I fear is that the people of our kingdom will know that something is off about you.
I'm completely normal.
So,
The fuck, Mom?
that was more
Yeah,
Kyle
sure.
coming through. That was more Kyle coming through at that point. Like, right? I'm sure you are, but it's not anything that you can necessarily control. What worries me, Alona, is that the people of our home are all connected. And what I fear is that if a new connection comes, there's going to be questions. And with this connection, you cannot lie.
Well, apparently I can't lie anyway, so...
Well, that's even worse then.
I was just hoping to not tell anyone.
Being that you are part of me and have my blood in your veins means that there's a chance that if you were to come home, people would be able to connect to you telepathically with their minds. And if they sense a new connection, they're going to wonder who you are and where you come from. It's really quite remarkable that we can all communicate and are connected as one, but that is why I had your father never bring you back, because it would be very apparent if the connection connects. Am I saying that right? I think that's right. If the connection connects, yes.
Why now?
Why now? What?
If this was something that could always happen, why is it only happening now?
Well, to be honest, I have tried to connect to you before, but I think something about wherever your father had you stashed away was in that bunker somewhat magical? Magic proof? Is that a word? Magic protected. Magically shielded.
In all my days in the bunker, did I ever detect magical protections on the bunker?
Make a history check.
$23.
The way that you understand magic to work, especially now that you've been out and about in the world, a lot of the magics that you dealt with, you didn't necessarily call them magic. With your dad, a lot of things that you did between Misfit and other artificer type contraptions was more science related than anything. If there was to be any sort of protections to your bunker, it would have. You think back to, well, I don't recall seeing any glyphs. You're familiar with glyphs now. Glyphs or symbols or anything like that. Perhaps maybe on the outside of the bunker, there may have been something, but when you left the bunker, you didn't necessarily check that. You just kind of left. So what she's saying is feasibly true, but you don't recall seeing anything on the inside, if that helps with your history check.
Okay. So, well, I'm just never supposed to see you.
Well, we're seeing each other now. I mean, should I? Is it too hard? Should we not see each other anymore? I mean, is it too much? It's too much. I shouldn't. You know what? This was silly. I don't know.
No! I just want. I don't know. I want a mom.
Oh, well, I want more too. I don't really see any other way of having us meet unless it's at your. It's dangerous.
Why would it be such a bad thing? If I mean, I know you said that they'll find out. Well, why is that so bad? I don't want to be. Whatever. I just want to go shopping with you, and
You'll see her just
I want you to teach me how to brush my hair properly.
And she just kind of parts your hair out to the side of your face a little bit. Oh, sweet. Alone, I want to do all of those things too. I do. You have to understand. If the people in my kingdom, our kingdom, were to know of your existence, behind the scenes, people might try to kill you.
Why?
Because you're of a noble birth.
I don't want. It's not our kingdom, it's your kingdom. I'm not a part of that.
But that's not how it works. You're my firstborn. You're a princess. You would be meant to take my seat one day. However, now things have changed, and everything that your father and I tried to avoid has taken place anyway. I've remarried and have children, and they're in line to take our place. If people were to know of your existence, it would be... I don't mean to tell you this. I didn't want this whole time to be just sad. I wanted to just talk to you and say hello. Now that we're going on this whole rant about how things are bad if you come to visit me, and I want to see you too, but at the same time, if you come to see me, you could die and people will try to kill you. I can't have that on my conscience. Not if anyone... It's just better this way. This is the only way I know how to do this. Was that good? I tried to do a little.
It was really
No, it's good.
You go way
Spot on,
longer.
man.
You're
Spot
so
on.
much better at it. Yeah, but...
It's a gift and a curse.
Can we just talk about you, like what you're doing? We don't have to talk about back home. We could. How are you and your friends? Is everything going good? Are you any boys I should know about, or anything, or any adventures you've been on? We don't really have a lot of time in here, but
I died.
what? What do you mean you died? Well, you should have your necklace to protect you. Good. Okay. Well, I mean, did it work? That's. She looks for the necklace, and does not see it on you. Where's your necklace?
It worked.
She kind of looks very surprised. But it's not supposed to. Like, did it disintegrate or something? Did it explode upon? How much did you die? Did you like big die or something? Like it used all of its magical properties for you to not like. What happened? Are you all right? She kind of forgets about the necklace. She like, starts looking you up. I mean, are you all right? I mean, you're alive, but I mean, like, she starts to inspect you for like wounds and gashes and scars and things.
The person who killed me decided that since they couldn't have my life, they should at least get something, so they took the necklace.
She looks a little saddened by that. Well, a necklace is just a necklace. You're alive, and that's what's important. I mean, is there anything not sad about anything you've done lately? Like, not dying? Have you, like, made anything fun? Or meet any new people or new friends? Or, eat any new foods? I don't know, I'm grasping at straws here. Anything not depressing?
Bad raccoon.
Nice.
You're not wrong, Crab.
I mean, anything at all. That's positive. You said you're out saving the world and things. I mean, that's good. Are you doing
I mean,
that?
I'm trying.
Anything fun, anything new at all, please. Before we, she kind of like looks around and before we lose our connection.
I don't know. It's all just been sort of a mess lately. Maybe this is too much. I should let you go. You have a kingdom to run. So.
I feel like I need to roll an insight check. I just don't know what it is. A mother-daughter insight check?
I feel like she shouldn't get advantage because this is only the second conversation we've had.
Oh, she didn't.
Yeah, disadvantage or anything from the entire complete fucking lack of empathy from this entire conversation.
She looks at you. Just I hope you know that I'm trying. I really do miss you, and I wish you could just come and do all the shopping and things that you talked about. She kind of brushes her hair away. There's this one piece that keeps falling in your face. She keeps brushing it off to the side.
I'm gonna kind of back up a little bit.
As she goes to brush her hair back a little bit, and you back away. Looks around again, like some invisible timer that she's looking at. I don't know. This is hard for me too. I don't have all the answers. This is the only way I know to connect with you. And I don't want to make you upset, but at the same time, if you don't want to talk to me, I won't bother you anymore.
I don't know what I want anymore. But the thing that you're trying to protect me from by keeping me away is likely to happen anyway.
Apparently the rain gets harder around the outside as the mood of this conversation has turned more sorrowful as the rain just almost like the sky is crying itself. I wish there was something I could do. I don't know what to do.
No, it's fine. You run your kingdom and protect your people and love your family, and I'll do what I always do and push right on through.
She just stands up. I am sorry. I have to go.
I am too.
I have to go. I have to go. And as she says, I have to go, it just kind of echoes on itself as the grove just like a stone throwing into a pond. There's ripple effects just out. So sad. gonna stop? It doesn't stop. It just keeps raining. Gosh.
Oh my
so
god!
Da-da-da.
Rain is everywhere.
Why isn't it stopping? Ah! I can't get it to stop. God damn it. I really can't get it to stop. Where is it? It's not playing anywhere. What if I play another one? Stop.
If it combines with the rain.
Oh god.
No playing, nothing comma currently. That's certainly a thing.
I cannot
Maybe
get the rain
refresh
to
the
stop.
page?
What is happening
Refresh?
right now?
It's just we're stuck with it now.
Refresh the page or mute the tab. You can do that. That's a thing you can do.
Alright, I'm gonna try this. Did it work?
Nope.
I mean, I still hear it, but
Same. I refresh page, see what happens.
Alright, I
refresh the
refreshed my
page.
page and it stopped, so we're gonna go with that. Cool.
Page refreshing fixes it. We're good.
yep, no more rain.
Alright,
It was gone.
cool. Geo sticks. Oh no.
I feel like that's a checklist right there. Maybe kind of a hit list type deal. I'm a little bit concerned.
Volt.
Oh god.
Oh, good.
You sleep fine. You sleep like a baby. It's great.
Oh,
Yes.
All right.
Your dreams are like, instead of candy canes and rainbows, it's like Tinker Tools and trying to think of Magnum guns connecting to your. It's a great time. Just you have
It's-
awesome kid dreams of like your war machine just stomping over the ground and shooting things. Just it's
The
awesome.
three of us in a workshop chibi mode.
Mhm.
Oh my god! I want chibis so badly.
Chibis of all of us. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd pay for that.
Running around a
I'd pay to see
giant workshop that's like a playground.
Next project's a Gundam.
that. Yes. I really thought when you started talking about Dragon Parts, I was like, is there like a Mechazord thing? Is
Oh,
the
that's
Lord thing
yeah.
coming in,
That's
or
that's
what's
getting there.
happening? What's
Or
going
yeah,
on?
that's gonna happen. I'll make everyone a suit.
Percy. As you wander off to sleep, interestingly enough, if you recall, your last dream was griffins and flying and knights and all kinds of fun things. This dream's a little different. It's not so much. Where'd my music go? Now, see, I try to play music again. God damn it.
Like, fuck you.
This freaking thing, man. It was playing something, now it just stopped. Hold on, Percy. Please hold. Now I lost the music I was even going to play. Where did it go? God. Roll20 is really cool when it's working, and not so much when I had to refresh and now I lost my thing. Is it this one?
There it is.
Yeah, I hear it.
There we go. So, Percy, your vision, your sleep, your dream isn't so much a continuation of what you saw last time in terms of flying between the columns and landing in front of the king. This is literally like a montage dream, if you will. It's all these different glimpses into what you would consider to be like memories. And it's weird, as you're having this dream and as you're seeing these glimpses and visions, it's this odd combination of they feel like they're your memories that you're watching, and at the same time it's confusing because you also recall, as in any Percy dream would, you're analyzing things as it's going, which is super fun, but it's you they seem like they're your memories, but you analyze them to be like, I've never been to this place before. Why am I seeing this? Or I've never seen this before. Why? And it's all these different glimpses of the navy blue and silver familiar colors of your house. And there's not just one night, but a multitude of nights in different encasements of plate armors and different banners adorned from, some have different cloaks and cowls pulled back. They have the sigil of your house on shields and adorning off the sides of horses. And you see large battles. You see horses galloping across open fields towards an unknown number of just bad guy army, if you will. Just a multitude of different horses, and all these soldiers across the battlefield from you are all, you know, your side, your armament is glistening in silvers and shine with the sun, and on the other side of the battlefield you see the horses and the soldiers and the armaments are all dark. And as you're having these visions, it's interesting how at some moments you're seeing it almost from this like eagle view as it swoops in from the side of your family's house army, and it comes up to the side and kind of swoops around to the back, and you can see the other army across the battlefield charging at each other. And as it continues to swoop off to the side, you hear the men, and actually you actually hear some women too, just roaring out from these helms as they charge across. They draw up their lances and their swords and continue to gallop across. And as you swoop down, you actually swoop down around behind this one knight in particular. And as it swoops down around behind, it actually goes back into the skull of the helm, and you are now seeing through the vision of this one knight in particular. And as the fight continues, you see the lance strike into one foe, and it breaks off, and the sword slashes down into another and into another. This knight gets pulled off of his horse, and as he does, he looks up, the helm comes flying off. And again, you're still in that point of view vision, so you can't see any facial recognition right now. But as you continue to fight, you almost, it's this weird combination of, again, these aren't your memories, but you feel your own arm lift up to the side as the shield blocks one blow, and your hand come across with a sword as it strikes down another foe and another. And in another glimpse, you actually come back out from this knight now and kind of swoop back around to the front, and you swear it looks exactly like your father, but a little different. At first glance, it looks just like your dad, but as you continue to kind of swoop around to the side, you actually recognize this to be your grandfather. As you continue to just yell, that kind of signature, black and salt and pepper hair of the De Renard family on top, with a little bit of that mustache down below, the sheer athletic presence of the De Renard on the field just continues to swipe through foe after foe. And as it continues to kind of like swipe out, now you actually see this like kind of, again, over eagle view of the battlefield down below, and it almost looks like this like intricate chessboard of white and black pieces. You see different like catapults and trebuchets set up on different sides of the battlefield, representing the knight and the rook and the bishop, and you kind of see this whole conglomeration, but instead of the organized version of a chessboard, it's just this mushed conglomeration of battle. And in that next moment, it flashes away and re-flashes. And now you're in a hall. An open archway hall. And you look and you see someone in what you would like a circle almost. You see that there's these large, high-backed stone thrones. Not thrones of like a king or a queen would have, but definitely a sign of importance, a sign of prestige. And as you watch, you see not only your grandfather take a seat at one of these, but you see another knight and another knight and another knight, all these different houses sitting in this circle. And in the middle there's a table. They all place their swords down in the middle of the table facing towards each other and then go sit back in their chairs. And it flashes off again. And you see now your grandfather walking with a king. This large griffin creature kind of walking off behind them, just following. You can't make any words, but you definitely see there's a conversation being had in some sort of gardened area. And it flashes away once again. And that's where you wake up. Montage dream.
Gotta do a montage. Montage.
Ilona, Styx, Geo, Percy, Volt. Oh, good. Frey.
Yeah.
Great. Hi.
You have a normal dream of being naked at school.
God damn it.
You
Thought
have
I'd get over this nightmare.
Once was just a shirt, you now have no pants either.
But I need that. No, it'd be more embarrassing if he had the shirt, but not the pants.
Yeah, right? Just a shirt, no pants.
My muscles! They were occluded.
And no boar hat either.
Oh, no.
No! Frey. As you fall into slumber, you are surrounded by nothing but dark. Your feet find purchase on solid surface in this darkness. Gosh, that music's creepy as fuck. Jesus.
I love it.
It's awful. Jesus.
I love it.
It's good,
it's
good.
perfect.
Good. As your
Perfect.
Feet, as your feet find purchase first, the next sensory you would have is a definite chill in the air. Not just because you're naked, with a shirt on.
Naked with a shirt on.
Yeah,
Really
everything
the
else is
greatest insult.
just a shirt. It's ultimate insult.
Yeah, you're Winnie
He's
the
Winnie
Pooh.
the Poohing it.
Frey Pooh? Pooh lost? No, anyway.
Oh, no.
There's
God.
something there.
Lost?
Frey lost. Pooh
Doesn't work.
lost?
Doesn't work. Move
Yeah.
along.
Someone else do it. I'm not good at those. Anyway. As your feet find purchase on the ground, and you start to walk forward, you're not in a room. You actually find yourself in a familiar place you were once before. You've actually been here in a similar vision dream. The only real color you see around you is the darkened gray and stone configurations around you. As you look around, you're floating on some sort of rock formation, just in an endless dark abyss around you. And you remember this place as a platform that had two doorways to them, two portals of choice, one white and one dark. The only difference is as you start to walk down into this platformed area and kind of remember the environment, the one thing that catches your eye first is, of course, the portal up to the white, the left is the white portal, the divine portal, if you will. Off to the right, you look for almost, not necessarily scared, because Frey doesn't get scared, but in a involuntary nervous tick, you instinctively look off to the right very quickly to see there is no other dark portal, just the white. And as you look off to the right and see that there's no Veyron portal, for lack of a better term, you look off to the left, and as you look back over to the white portal, a bright flash, whoosh, and you instinctively hold up your hands. And as you look back, you see stepping out of the white portal a large woman figure, dressed and adorned in white silken robes, white angel-like feathers expansing out 5, 6, 7 feet out in both directions, 15-foot wingspan from tip to tip. Carrying in her one hand, she has some sort of rolled up scroll or parchment. And the other hand, she has this large golden warhammer. And as she steps out and looks at you, you've never actually seen this entity, but you have heard her voice before talk to you and call to you at your training days in the days of Tyr. This you know to be your diva guardian.
Ooh.
Lila? Am I saying it right? Layla? L-I-L-A-Y? I want to make sure I'm saying it right.
Probably. It's been a while. I haven't even thought about her in ages.
Yep, I know. And she knows that too. We'll go with Lila for now, since L-I-L-A-Y? Lila? Sure. Lila. As she steps out of this white portal and sees you, you're not greeted with a smile per se, but more a look of
anger.
What's a word for like thank goodness. Relief. There it is. Thank you guys. Doing a lot of words today. A look of relief. And as she speaks to you, this voice just echoes upon itself with its sheer divine presence in front of you. Freylost, Akra, you have been shielded from the divine eye of the mighty god Tyr for some time. I'm glad to see that you are all right. But your disappearance from the temple is disturbing, to say the least. Where have you been? What has become of you, lost child of Tyr?
So, Winnie the Lost, get it because he's the inverse of Frey Lost, shit, no pants. Yeah,
And
Winnie
where
the Lost.
are your pants?
Oh, fuck.
She snaps her fingers. You now have no shirt and but do have pants on. There you go.
Thanks for setting that right. But really, Lila, all this time I've been shielded from Tyr's view. All this time blocked away from his sight, when you claim to be concerned in some way and your first question is how I may have fucked up. That's really what you're gonna go with here.
She takes the warhammer from this kind of combat ready position, really, like in one hand, and the scroll's kind of wrapped up in the other. In the other hand, she kind of turns it on its side with the hammer end down, slams it down. As it slams into the ground, it makes definite impact. You can see there's a little bit of crumble where this mighty golden warhammer just crushes down into the surface. It is disturbing that your presence has been blocked by some dark presence.
Yeah, Veyron.
The child of Loth.
Guy right touchy-feely lived on my face a while. He's gone now, though. I took care of it. My friends did. More
what was your
concrete
connection
evidence
to this deity?
You know, actually, that brings up a pretty good point here. Who has been the voice in my head this entire time? The one that I presume to be messenger of whichever parent it was that had me. Veyron was my dad. Veyron was the one who claimed to be my father, the one who came to me, who granted me power under the guise of his son. He just kind of stares at her, doesn't say anything after that.
I'm looking something up quick.
Okay.
I thought she was gonna say you're grounded.
Go to your room, sir.
Just get sucked into the sky while you're sleeping.
Oh, there we go. That's what I was forgetting. We know of this.
I didn't think I should know. The
The
one that it
fates
actually impacted.
Brought you to the temple steps of Tyr.
Nah, that's
were
probably his fucking machinations put me there, did you?
Raised in the temple to be one, the smiteful hand of justice and truth. You are placed at our doorstep to be a beacon of light. And yet, when given the option on this very field of existence, you chose the dark portal and chose to be shielded away from the mighty Tyr.
You really think I'd pick otherwise? Spent so much time indoctrinating me to this idea that mercy is a weakness? They should slaughter those who take a single misstep? No. No, your doctrine is flawed. What Tyr asked of me is beyond what anyone should have to do, what anyone should have to... Those people had lives, they had families, they just wanted to make a new life. And you and yours were going to make a murderer out of me. Of course I'm going to go with the one who stands against that. So far as I could tell. Let's prove it untrue. It just proves to me that everyone up there, every single fucking one of you, is corrupt.
You have strayed from your path, Akra. You chose to align yourself with dark presence and deities. You chose to turn your back to the god that gave you shelter and purpose. Explain.
Shit, now you just ain't listening to me.
You chose a god that slaughtered those prisoners. You chose a god that blinded you from the truth.
The intent was there for us to do it ourselves under tier. That slaughter was planned to be done by my squad. That was the order given down. I truly believed at the time that Veyron offered an alternative to that, a more merciful one where these people didn't need to die. I've come to find that was all a lie, a misdirection by his part, an actual modification of my memory. But that doesn't change the intent that you sent me out with, and I'm not okay with it.
See an actual somewhat confused look on her face. The intention for the prisoners was never to be slaughtered. They were to be tried for their crimes as any prisoner. We were merely escorts to the proprietors who hired our temple to track these prisoners down.
That's not the order Sergeant Dominus gave us.
Still looking at you confused. Frelost Akra. You have turned your back on the Temple of the Triads. You have now since been stripped of any sort of demonic or dark presence from your masked shadow god. You are alone and have no welcome back in the Grimjaw's facilities. Do not make your presence there known. Consider yourself lightly pardoned in his mercy.
I wasn't seeking a pardon. You prove yourself fallible. I'm not alone. I won't be again. Get out of my face. And then he'll just turn around.
Okay.
Yep.
As you turn around, not that you necessarily see this, but she does as well and starts to walk her way back into the divine portal. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I'll turn around briefly.
Okay.
Point at her aggressively as she's leaving. I'm going to do what I know to be right. Your light pardon means nothing to me. I will seek justice. I will become a pillar of everything that is right in the world, without you and your influence. The gods are making mistakes. They are harming more than they are helping. I will not suffer your influence any longer.
Alright.
Take that back to Tyr. Maybe it'll make him think about things for a change.
Alright. As you turn around and say that, and she just starts to just like almost put a foot into the portal, she'll stop. And turn back around to you. With a wide, grinning smile on her face. And she'll actually turn back around to you and say, interestingly enough, the creepy music stops.
Thank God.
And you feel that there's overall just environmental change to this atmosphere of this odd plane of existence that the two of you are on, this voided floating island in some dark abyss. Not only does the mood of the area change, but the actual darkness around you lightens. The ground below you actually turns from this dark black and silvered and gray landscape to more of a fine earthy browns and grass and green foliage. It's really weird though. All around you, instead of the dark abyss, it's actually more of a not blinding light, because that would be too much. You wouldn't be able to see. But there's just the black literally light switches over to white. And now you're it's almost as if the veil has been lifted off this whole scene. And underneath this veil you find this almost comforting landscape, really. And as she turns around and smiles to you, at the same time this veil is lifted off and you kind of look around to take it all in, she walks back towards you and puts her hammer back down. Freylost, Acra. I'm very proud of you.
What?
He's just very confused now.
My boy, you have risen to every test that the Grimjaws, that the mighty Tyr have placed before you. You, in the face of a god, have proclaimed your independence, while still seeking out to do justice and right by the people and friends you're surrounded with. I couldn't be prouder of this moment. Since you've come to our temple steps, we knew that something was different about you. There's always been eyes magnified upon your existence. It was always wondered, and now exclamated that all our hopes, thank you, all our hopes about who you were to become have been realized. Tyr, Torm, and Ilmater, you reflect similar properties and characteristics of what they showcase as well before their godhood, before becoming deities. They were nothing more than mere adventurers themselves of the Triad. And they built their following. As will you. The powers bestowed upon you by Tyr were nothing more than stepping stones of guidance to who you truly could become. You are no longer tethered to the Triad. And are no longer lost. Frey. You find your strength in your friends and your family. Use that to become who you were always destined to be. And she puts her hand on your shoulder, this massive diva angel hand. And you feel a familiar sensation of tear billowing inside of you, that divine presence. And her eyes flash over this golden brilliance. And then she lets go. Do good. As we always knew, you were fated to become. And she'll just start to walk back to the portal.
For once in his life, he stays silent.
Woof. And as she puts her one foot through, the angel wings kind of hover down in so she can make her way. Damn it! Son of a bitch! I made it away!
Yeah!
God damn it! I almost made it the whole way. Make her way through
And it
the
was
portal.
me.
Fucking
It was my
Christ.
vision that ruined it.
God damn it. Son of a bitch.
All right, session's over, everybody. We got him to do it.
Yep.
And relax.
I hate myself. She walks through the light portal there. And that is where you wake up. And as you awake the next morning, these last couple of days have been rough. You wake up sore and achy, not just from Jill's and Percy's training sessions, but just the overall muscles and tonnage that you used to have trying to do all this heavy lifting and workouts. And even just getting up out of bed in the morning just to roll over, just like push yourself up is a struggle. As you wake up this next morning and you go to turn over, you don't feel any of the aches and pains. And you stand and push yourself back up and you look down. All of your muscle tonnage and rippling abs and pectorals are all manifested back, as you have now reclaimed your paladin abilities in the Oath of Glory that were once bestowed upon you, but more Oath of Family, if you will, at this point.
I like it.
As you all awake on this day 5, some gallivanting through chessboard battles, others talking to gods, others crying rivers, others in bloody mud pits, others war machining out. As you all awake the next morning and start to continue your day, Percy, Volt, Ilona, what's your passive perception?
11.
You have a higher one than that. So just Volt and Percy.
No.
The
Your
two
girl
of-
ain't wise.
Just the twins.
As you all start to wake up and notice Frey's rippling pectorals are back and things, as you want to start some sort of conversation about what just happened, Percy and Volt, you are going to be the first to notice. As you look up towards the sky, you see a large black object.
Uh-oh.
I almost said it again. Heading
Making
in
its
your
way?
direction.
So it's making its way over here.
And that is where we will pick up next time.
Yay, airship.
Certainly something.
All the way at the end, and in that moment is where I said, gosh, son of a bitch, dude. Anyway, holy hell. Anyway, so we'll wrap it up there. I know I went a little over the 12:30 mark, but I wanted to get Frey's last thing in there. Thanks everyone for watching our Vision Quest here this evening. We play every Tuesday night here on Twitch.
Debatable.
depending on what projects we're all working on or how dead we are from other things. But thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you here next week at 9:30 Eastern. So bye everybody.
Bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.